Alright, it's time. Another week. ZTGD Radio. This is episode 831 for February 3rd, 2025. And Phil saw his shadow, even though it's like 50 degrees outside.
Phil Spencer? I didn't know he was tracking that.
Yeah, he took over for Punxsutawney Phil.
Okay.
You know, since...
In Gobbler's Knob, Pennsylvania?
Well, I don't know if you heard, but Phil had some babies, so maybe he's been gobbling the knob? I don't know.
Every time they do, every year on this Groundhog's Day, when I hear Gobbler's Knob, it's like I'm a 13-year-old child.
I mean, how could you not laugh at that name? Like, do you imagine like talking to somebody like, where are you from? Gobbler's Knob. Are you fucking with me? Do you think I'm a joke? You think that's funny? Oh, Jesus. Anyway, we got Wombat on show.
Yes, sir.
And then Terrence is driving home. This motherfucker really needs to make his schedule better. Like, we start every time at noon. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, it ain't changed in a long time.
This motherfucker. There's a lot of video games to talk about, so I'll be glad when he gets here. I've got a lot of video games to talk about. And there's I feel like we're in a Groundhog Day of news. I feel like every week we're talking about the same Xbox thing, and we're going to talk about it again this week.
Phil just can't stop, won't stop. Phil saw his shadow, so that means 6 more months of Xbox's dead news.
Oh, 6 more months of no exclusive. Which, like, we'll talk about it when we get to it, but it's like, there's like 3 games coming out in the next, like, 6 months that are exclusive to Xbox, and there are no PlayStation exclusive games coming out, and yet we're still talking about this, but whatever.
But Ken, Forza Horizon's coming to PlayStation.
That game released in 2021. Like, what are we doing?
Xbox is dead.
It's dead. All right. Well, we'll kick it off with what you got, which is probably
which is nothing.
Yeah, that works.
It's a it's a familiar refrain at this point. I am 72 hours into Dragon Age and not finished with that yet. So I'm getting very close though. I think I'm starting to wrap up companion quests. So I think I'm getting pretty close to the end here. Story feels like it's barreling towards a climax, so I think we're getting close. I won't spend any time talking about that game because we beat it to death. And then I played the normal stuff, Stardew Valley and Balatro, a lot of Balatro. I've unlocked this deck that is a balancing deck, basically. I think it's Plasma deck is what it's called. But basically what it does is when it adds up your chips and your multiplier at the end of a hand, it basically adds the two together and then divides it by 2 and puts half in the chips and half in the multiplier. So it's pretty OP at the lower levels, but it does start to get a little tricky as you go up in difficulty. So it's very easy to clear the low chip thresholds with it, but it does start to get a little trickier once you get towards the high chip thresholds. But so I've been trying to unlock difficulties on that, and trying to beat the purple difficulty and the orange difficulty so I can unlock the last deck that I have to unlock. So I put a decent amount of time into that. Outside of that, we played. My son the other day decided that he wanted to play Mario Kart.
Oh.
So we, as a family, played Mario Kart 8 on Switch, and it was a good time. It was the first time, really, that we had played any of the new expansion pack courses.
Mm-hmm.
So some of those are pretty good.
Yeah, there's
a lot of them are rehashes.
Yeah,
but
There's a lot of the ones from the mobile game on there too, and I don't think I like those as much.
Yeah, they're not quite as good as some of the other the console ones, but it was, I mean, it was a good time nonetheless. And although it was kind of a spur of the moment thing, and we haven't done Switch in a while, so only one of my Pro controllers had any charge, and so I ended up with the Joy-Con,
Oh,
and let me tell you, that is not comfortable for a person with normal size hands.
no, those things suck.
Yeah. So, but it was a good time nonetheless. So, um, and then I'm trying to think if I played anything else. I don't think so. It's been kind of a down week, and just kind of a week that I've spent playing the same kind of stuff over and over and over again. So, um, yeah, I think that's it. Sorry, I don't have anything else I can vamp with until Terrence gets here.
No, it's fine. I can talk about some stuff. I think you can tell the age of people on this podcast because they get a game and they just play it forever.
Yes.
And I just checked this morning. I just broke 5,000 hours in Overwatch, and I can't even fathom that I've ever played a game that much. There's no way.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah. I mean, it is 8 years.
Yeah.
And it's measured in days, and it's 209 days, so like, at some point, it will be 1 year out of the years that I've played. I think it's 9 years this year that game has been out.
That's kind of insane.
And yet here I am still playing it. And it's not like I didn't try to play other things. I really tried. The problem is I haven't been able to get anything to snag with me between not digging Dragon Age that much. Outlaws just pissing me off. I was like, well, maybe I should try one of those like online service games. Maybe that'll drag me out. So I popped in the first Descendant because I remember playing it and I was like, I kind of like this. The shooting feels good. It seems like it's got a nice loop. I think I played 3 missions. I was like, yeah, this is just the same shit over and over again. This is not very fun.
It sounds like that kind of game.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I'm like, grapple hook is neat, but like I'm not getting into this game.
Yeah, my son kind of bounced off that game too. He started to play it for a little while, and he couldn't really get into it. So
Yeah, so I was like, well, maybe I should go play some old stuff, like find a replay of a game. So like I'm toying around with Mass Effect 2. Like I still like that game, but like every time I play it, I'm like, I just talked to the elusive man. There's like so much more here. Do I really want to do this again? Like kind of,
yeah,
maybe not. I don't know. I didn't dig Eternal Strands, so like that bounced off that.
yeah, I've got that on deck to play once I finish up Dragon Age. I may need to try to figure out if there's well, I guess maybe I'll just have to use my Steam Deck as my palate cleanser because it's going to be tough to go back to back from Dragon Age to Eternal Strands. But I want to play it. At least I want to play it, even if I don't end up finishing it. I want to play it before Monster Hunter comes out at the end of the month. So.
Oh my God, that's soon, right? Jesus.
Yeah, 28th.
February.
Well, and Avowed is mid-February, the 18th.
Yeah. Which they're doing that early access shit on Avowed. Like you could play it on the 13th if you pay like the extra money.
Right.
Which is hilarious. But I guess if you have Game Pass, you can just pay like $30 and play it early or something.
Yeah, which is still kind of silly considering you're paying $30 to. I mean, I guess you don't even own the game at that point, do you?
No, Game Pass. I mean, the only thing you can always guarantee as long as you have Game Pass, you'll be able to play it. 'Cause it's not like it's ever going to leave. It's a first party game.
Right.
This ain't
Yeah,
PlayStation, you know.
Right. That's true.
So,
but still, it's like, yeah, I don't know. That seems kind of silly for 5 days early access.
I mean, I get the business.
Patient.
Yeah, the business part
Right.
of it makes sense to me because it's like, how do you make money on a game if you're just giving it away? It's like, well, DLC. You know, that's
Right.
how you make the money. So, I mean, I guess it makes sense. Now, I know all the cool kids have Avowed already. They're like, oh, tweeting their picture out of the title screen or whatever. Like, Microsoft told us, they're like, oh, we'll let you know on launch day. I was like, bitch, it's a Game Pass game.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, it literally is worthless.
yeah.
Launch day code is worthless for
Yeah,
that.
you send me a code. I'm like, do you think that I do this and I don't have Game Pass? Like, whoa.
Right.
Shit. So, I'm excited to play that game. So it was disappointing that we didn't get a code early because I really wanted to check it out. So I'll just check it out with the plebs, and we'll all talk about it in, 2 weeks?
Yep. Ish. Yeah.
Yeah, 18th, so 2 weeks from Tuesday. So yeah, that's
Yep.
cool. Let me run through these indie games because they're mostly not very good. So there's a game that popped up. It's called, I don't know how to pronounce this, Mostroscopy. And
Okay.
I just kind of looked at it, like the icon for it. I was like, I don't know what this is. This is probably another one of those, like either a Vampire Hunters game or a first person game or something. This is a fighting game with like luchador style characters.
What is this called one more time?
Mostroscopy.
Monstroscopy.
Not mon. It's just Mostroscopy. I know I'm pronouncing it wrong. But this is a straight up 2-button fighting game with like luchador style characters. It is not very good.
You're gonna have to give me this title again because I still get Moss, M-A-S.
No, MOS.
Okay.
Hold on, let me pull it back up. MOSTROSCOPY. How would you pronounce that?
Oh yeah, mostroscopy.
Mostroscopy?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does not look very good.
It's not very good. It is I don't know if you ever played the Power Rangers, the Battle for the Grid.
I did not.
It's similar to that where instead of like doing like command input, you like hold a direction and press an attack to do different moves.
Okay.
But it's very like sluggish and laggy. So it like the moves being pulled off are very much more like think like a very slow Mortal Kombat where it's like, all right, I'm gonna do this combo, so I gotta get this button input in, and it's just, yeah, it's not great, but
Okay.
at least it's not what every other indie game that shows up in my inbox is, which is either a Vampire Survivors clone or a first-person horror game, I guess.
That's true.
Speaking of, I did play 2 Vampire Survivors clones, and they're both not very good. The first one was called Hero of Fate, and it is like it's run based, so like you do a level and then it like just goes to the next level. And it's fantasy based, so it's like it's not even that interesting. The interesting one is called Checkmate Survivors, where you're playing a chess piece, and you're like it's done in waves, like the other one. But like after every wave, you get to upgrade it. And like I actually had a little fun with that one, but then it just made me want to go play Vampire Survivors. Let's be fair.
Right. Yeah, that's what generally happens with most of those clones, is it just makes you want to actually play Vampire Survivors.
Yeah, I need to go back and do the Castlevania stuff and Vampire Survivors. Truly,
I'd never even bought that DLC. At some point, I need to buy it. But
it's so good. It's so good. Oh, what else did I play? I played a game called Party Arcade Enhanced, which is a first person. You walk around this arcade, and then you can play different games like basketball games, skee ball, air hockey, stuff like that. I've played worse. Let me just say that wasn't horrible. Casual sports tennis. I was excited. I was like, man, maybe like how Super Tennis and Virtua Tennis still gonna be the best playing tennis games ever, and people don't just clone that shit.
I know, it's crazy.
Like, it's not hard. If you're gonna take the time to make it like an arcade style tennis, just copy one of those 2. Oh,
Agreed.
I booted up that Accolade Sports Collection. Like it's novel, but like everything else you'll play it for 10 minutes and then you won't play it ever again. Like winter sports, summer games. They didn't have Charles Barkley's likeness, so it's just called like Hoops, Shut Up and Jam.
Oh.
That's terrible.
Hoops, Shut Up and Jam. That is terrible.
That's terrible. Can't even get Charles Barkley's name. But yeah, it's such a weird collection. Like, who has nostalgia for like the Genesis version of Winter Games?
That's what sports collection?
Accolade. So
Accolade.
it's got 2 of the hardball games on it too, which like nobody really ever loved hardball. I don't know. It's a weird collection.
Yeah, that's what I'm just looking at it here.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't even remember what's.
Oh yeah. I definitely remember. So Summer Challenge, Winter Challenge, Hardball 2, and Hoops, Shut Up and Jam.
Hoops, Shut Up and Jam still like cracks me up. Hoops. Accolade was like those sports games that your parents accidentally bought instead of the one you wanted.
Yeah, and it clearly it's funny because if you look at the actual video that's playing for Hoops, Shut Up and Jam, they call him Sir Charles.
Well, yeah. Is Sir Charles trademarked? Did he trademark that?
I don't know.
Huh. Yeah. It's an interesting game. The one game I did play, though, that I think we talked about in the Discord a couple weeks ago that is actually really good is that, again, what's with the names of these games? Basu Reros?
Sweet.
It is straight up Mega Man.
Oh yeah, that's the one that That's the one that you were telling me about.
That game is just straight up Mega Man. The caveat is that it's it's like 4-player co-op. So like you can have 4 people playing and each of the characters has a different ability, and then like the levels are broken down in like a Mario World type overmap. And then, like, you pick the level and you can go through it with the different characters. And there are, like, 6 hostages to save and a dog to rescue. Those are, like, the collectibles. And some of them can only be saved with specific characters. So, if you're playing solo, then you can't save them all in one run. But if you're playing co-op, you could.
It's on sale right now on Steam.
Yeah, it just came out. It's only $10 to start with. I think it's on sale for like 7 or 8 or something like that.
It's on sale for $9.59 on Steam.
Well, that's only a 40-cent discount. Like what?
What is this?
This says it's $11.99 normally, 20% off at $9.59.
It's only $10 on Xbox, and it's on sale for like. It's this Basu Zero or whatever that game that we talked about.
Oh, the one I got
Like the Xbox version, I swear to God, is only $10. Why? No, again, it's 12. It's $12.50.
The Steam version's $12. It's $10 right now because it's on sale.
That's the same on Xbox. Sorry, it's $12.50 on Xbox. It's $10 because it's on sale. It's good. It's really good.
It's my wish list. So
yeah, that game's really good. I'm sure it'll be on sale for like $3 at some point. And it's totally worth that. Hell, I think it's worth $10. Shit, it's pretty good. I played Turbo Overkill. I put up my review this week. Like, that game should be like straight up my alley, my jam. And I liked it, but I just feel like it doesn't have a soul. Like, it's kind of cool that the main character is Johnny Turbo from TurboGrafx 16. And he has a chainsaw on his leg, so like when you run and then like slide dash, like it just like cuts people in half, and that's pretty fun. But like, oh, go ahead.
He said nice.
Oh no, man, I just said nice. I just thought that was cool.
Yeah,
chainsaw leg, that was cool.
But the problem with it is like it's so cool that like you don't use the guns that much.
Oh well.
Like, and he's got a ton of guns. Like, there's just like so many guns. Like, he's like the Swiss Army Doom guy carrying around all these guns. But like, I just didn't care because I just slid into everybody with my chainsaw leg.
The old chainsaw leg.
Yeah, and it moves really fast. So like, if you get motion sick from like that fisheye lens, fast moving first person shooters, this one's gonna make you real sick. What else did I play? I played Gimmick 2, which I need to write my review for. That game, if you ever played Gimmick, it's a really good game. It's one of those Sunsoft games. It's really hard because it's a platformer where you're carrying around this little star and you can like summon it at any time. And then you have to like throw it to solve puzzles, and it bounces like in different kinds of arcs. So like sometimes you'll have to throw it down a pipe. When it comes up the pipe, you have to jump on it and bounce off of it. Like it is one of the most complicated platformers I've ever played in my life. And it is very hard. It is one of those games where you can only play like 20 or 30 minutes before your brain fries. But it is really good, and it is Sunsoft, so it has excellent music. What else did I play? Played some more Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. Broke it, but it's still awesome.
Yep. I told you that happened to me too.
Yeah.
The scarf just went. It was that level too. It was the same stage. The scarf just went everywhere. I'm like, what the? What's wrong?
They broke Hayabusa. I'm gonna talk about this game, and all you're gonna hear in the background from Wombat is just groaning.
Oh God!
But I started the second DLC for Atomic Heart.
Oh.
And it's called Enchantment Under the Sea. I love underwater themed like levels and stuff, so I was really excited to go back to this game. They've done a lot like with the optimization of this game. Like it feels really, 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 really good to play now. So I was here we go. Just can't stop, won't stop over there. So, but you'll enjoy when I get to the end of this conversation, you'll enjoy it.
Okay, good.
So I started playing through it, and it's really cool. But like if you played that game and you didn't finish it, don't play the DLC because it like literally just straight up spoils what happens. With that being said, you get a new person in your hand, if that makes sense to people who played it. And you get a grapple hook in this DLC, which is really fun to use.
Nice.
I feel like that's just the cheat code.
Yeah.
When these franchises can't figure out what to do next, they're like, let's just add a grapple hook.
Yeah.
Yep. The grapple hooks are fun though. Like, right? Like, and I always think I'm Batman when I'm like, yeah.
I mean, he even like I know Wombat hates the main character, but he even makes comments about it. He's like, "Whoa, this is fun!" And then like
nice.
when you grapple past something that almost hit you, he's like, "Ha, missed it by a whisker." Like, I'm sorry.
This is the crispy critter guy, right?
Yeah, that's the crispy critter guy. Well, I love it. I absolutely love it. So. It's really good. There's some really interesting characters. There's a fucking talking dolphin that is like one of my favorite characters that I've played in these games so far. So like I'm going through it. I'm like 2 hours into it. I'm like, this is really good. I'm having a good time. And then I get to this boss. And this boss is a giant crab motherfucker who has one spot on his body that you can hit. And it glows bright yellow. But this motherfucker keeps that thing covered non-stop, and the only time it opens up is like when he goes to do an attack, and every time he would go to do that attack, I would try to aim at that spot, and then he would get me in a fucking animation loop where he just keeps knocking me down. And I fought this motherfucker.
Sounds like a blast.
I fought this motherfucker so long that I ran out of ammo for every gun I had, and still could not kill him. And that's kind of where I stopped playing the DLC.
Sounds like a blast.
I haven't had any problem with any of the other game. I beat the first game. I beat the DLC. This DLC I want to beat, and like this crab boss can just go straight to hell. What was that?
What was
I don't
what?
know.
Somebody watching
What was
TV in the background?
I have my Dragon Age in the background. I didn't think it was that loud though.
I heard somebody talking at the background. I was like, what's going on?
Here, let's just turn the sound off.
It's a special
How about
guest.
that?
Special guest.
Okay.
Mhm.
Special guest is Davrin from Dragon Age.
There you go.
Yeah, so disappointing that I'll give it a couple more tries, see if I can't do it. But yeah, it's like when you run out of ammo, and like the person in my hand keeps yelling at me. He's like, "Attack his weak spot." I'm like, "What do you think I'm trying to do?"
The person in your hand thinks maybe you're too stupid to figure out that you're supposed to attack his weak spot.
Yeah.
Just keeps yelling it. And then
telling you.
what's funny is she's yelling it while I'm like falling down in that animation of when you get knocked back. I'm like, bitch, I can't even shoot while I'm doing this. Shut up. What's the last thing? So I was really getting into East 10. I was having a lot of fun with it. I felt like that was going to be the game that clicked with me. And man, I'm like 5 hours into it. I'm like, can we get a new fucking biome, please? Like, this game is just Green Island Gray Dungeon, and it just repeats. And it's been that for like 5 hours, and I'm like,
oh, that sucks.
Can I please have like an ice world or like a flame world or something? But like every level is like Green Island Gray Dungeon, Green Island Gray Dungeon. I'm like, oh my god. So we'll see. Like I need a game to click. You know what games I miss? I just miss like the third person action games. Like I want one of those. Like last year, Stellar Blade. That was great. I don't know. I just feel like I'm tired of all this same old shit. Which
yeah,
I tried to play Wayfinder.
I'm talking about that because I played that. Go ahead. What you think?
I tried to play it, but it's one of those where it's like, here's this hub world, here's a quest, go do it, and it's like an instance kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why can't we just have a fucking single player, like action adventure game? Like, what? Why?
Yeah. Well,
can I just have that, please?
Yeah.
No is the answer.
Yeah, clearly is the answer is no. You cannot.
Well, I thought, Avowed is that, isn't it? Is it that?
It's a first person
player.
It's like a
Elder
trimmed
Scrolls.
down, probably Elder Scrolls kind of thing, where it's like not as big kind of thing.
Okay.
My general perception of Avowed is that it's like the Outer Worlds of Skyrim.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel about it. Yeah. Like, Outer Worlds is like Fallout as Avowed is to Elder Scrolls kind of thing.
Yes.
Okay.
So, I'm excited for that game, and I'm pissed that we're not playing it.
I'm not
gonna lie.
I am choosing to remain cautiously optimistic.
Yeah,
for that
that's
game.
where I'm at.
But I refuse to allow myself to get hyped for it because, again, I remember how excited I was for the Outer Worlds, and I did not like that game. So,
what did you like about it? What didn't you like about it?
I just thought it was boring, and I thought it was I don't know how to describe it without it sounding overly dismissive, but it was
shallow
generic.
and pedantic.
It was generic Fallout, and it felt like generic Fallout.
Okay, yeah, 100%. I'll give you that. You're right, because that's
exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's exactly what I felt. But I think because I never finished it. And then they had announced that like the revamp or whatever, where
the Series X version
or something. Yeah. And I didn't actually, because I think it wasn't free or something. I don't remember what happened.
No, it was a whole new game. You had to buy it again, and even the Game Pass version didn't give you like entitlement to it. So
gotcha. So that's why I never went back to it. I was like, oh damn, y'all gonna do me like that? Nah, fuck it. But I think I liked the characters because I wasn't too far, maybe 2 or 3 worlds in.
I mean,
But I
you were
remember like
almost
some of the
halfway
side
done.
characters. I think I did. Oh, really?
It's not a long game.
Okay.
It's really not a long
Okay.
game.
Okay, all right. But yeah, it wasn't bad. But you dead on. Generic Fallout is definitely what it felt like.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't know that there's a way for me to put the way I felt about it and the way I feel about Avowed into words necessarily. But it sort of seems they both sort of seemed a little bit hollow. And granted, Avowed's not even out yet. I haven't played it yet, so it could be the complete opposite of that. But it just, I don't know. It gives me the vibes of like this is going to be an interesting comparison, but so do you guys remember the generic GI Joes that you used to get that were called the Core?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like you would find them at the dollar store or whatever, and there would be like some of them that kind of looked like GI Joes that you recognized.
Oh yeah.
But you would get like 15 in a pack for the same price as you could get like 2 GI Joes. But the 15 weren't that high quality. But you got a bunch of them, so it was kind of cool.
Yep.
That's the kind of sense that I get from the Outer Worlds and the kind of vibe that I get from the stuff I've seen of Avowed. Like they put that announcement thing out that we kind of made fun of in the Discord, with like a kind of cat looking person, and a kind of snake looking person on it, and it immediately is like Timu, Khajiit, and Argonian vibes. So I don't know. I know it's in the what is it? What's it? Pillars of Eternity.
It's a part of that universe. Yeah, which I think that's cool.
I heard those games were really good, and I haven't had a chance to actually play them. But even then, it's like those games are from what I've seen and looked at, kind of spiritual successors, I guess you'll say, to Baldur's Gate.
They are
kind of, yeah.
And it's like I don't know, man. Like at some point, Obsidian makes great games, but at some point, it kind of feels like, man, you should try to make something that's on your own. Like
they did.
I know they did Alpha Protocol, and that was kind of a flop.
I like that game.
But like not every one of your games can be Timu Fallout or Timu Baldur's Gate or Timu Elden Ring or Elder Scrolls. Like it's, I don't know, it gives me, this is also going to sound harsher than I want it to, but what's the fucking Souls like that they came out with, and then they came out with a sequel that had the exact same
Lords
name
of the
as the
Fallen.
first game. Lords of the Fallen. That's it.
Fucking G-off. Yeah.
So I don't know. I hope that I am dead wrong, and I hope that Avowed ends up being one of my favorite games of the year, because I'm definitely going to play it. It's directly in my wheelhouse. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
You know what's crazy about all of that is that, like you say, they made Timu Fallout. They actually made Fallout that a lot of people consider like the best one.
Most people consider to be the best. I agree, but it still wasn't their universe.
They also made their own KOTOR.
They did.
That wasn't as good as the first one.
It was.
Well, I mean, let's be fair. That was peak BioWare, though. Like,
no, I know, but you get my point.
No, 100%. 100%.
Story was like kind of a retread almost of the that's
and it was unfinished, which is like was the Obsidian way back then.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that I'm wrong, and I hope that it's better than I think it's going to be.
But you know what though? I feel you 100%, homie, because especially when you use words like hollow and stuff like that, because I've been looking at some of the leaked, and I don't know if I put it in a Discord or not, because I try not to get myself in trouble with y'all, because I know some of y'all are sensitive to spoilers, and I'd be like, oh, this look cool, and in my excitement end up posting, and I'm like, oh, let me delete this because I don't want to cause no nobody nothing. But there's some leaked videos that people have put out of gameplay of the people that have it, because they didn't send it to us because we're not.
Yeah, we've been over this. We've been over this.
We
I'm
refuse
angry
to suck that dick. We refuse. We don't do that. But the combat it looks hollow. Like it doesn't look like it has any impact to it. I don't know if you've seen. I think they in some of the trailers that they officially showed. I feel like I got the same feeling. So yeah, I kind of understand, because I know I just want the world to be probably like you, big and open, and I can explore. Let me go find, and yeah, you're going to have a narrative for me, but fuck it. Let me build my own, right? Let me go and do what I want to do in this land of, I don't know what the world is called.
Definitely don't ask me. It's probably some consonants and some vowels that make up a weird sound.
I'm sure.
Well, and I know they did, they did Grounded too, right?
Yeah, I liked Grounded. That's not y'all's type of game, but I liked Grounded.
No, it's
Grounded
not my type of
cool.
game. And they did Pentiment, right? Which I know people
love
really
that
liked.
game, but I could not stand that game.
I couldn't either.
So again, I'm not. My goal here is not to blast Obsidian, but like I just, and I know that this perception exists because it's what they sort of grew out of. They were the studio that would do, sequels to other people's stuff. Like that's what they.
Yep.
That's sort of what their
claim to
was.
fame. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I just don't feel like, in large part, the studio as a whole has really grown past that.
I got you. I guess this would be that test, though, right?
No, Outer Worlds was the test.
Oh, really?
I mean, that was their own game. So.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, they got more money now. Is the only they've had time and money, which I don't think they had as much under 2K. And Avowed's been in development for a long time.
Yeah.
Right.
And then they got that Microsoft money, and that's damn near endless. So
yeah.
I'm like you, man. I'm cautiously optimistic. Like, I want to love it, but
Same.
like the videos and stuff I've seen, it just has me on the fence. And I feel like you, I've been burned so many times before.
It's just so funny.
Feel like,
with videos. So
I think this was my problem with the Outer Worlds too, and I think this is maybe a better way for me to say it than saying that it feels hollow. Is when I was playing the Outer Worlds, the only thing I could think about was, this is pretty good, but I wish I was playing Fallout instead. And I'm just a little bit afraid that I'm going to play Avowed and I'm going to think, this is pretty good, but I wish it was Elder Scrolls instead.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to miss the Elder Scrolls lore. I'm going to miss the Elder Scrolls, the races and the locations and all the stuff that I'm familiar with over the course of all those games. And I know their execution generally is solid. I just am a little worried that I'm going to come away from the experience feeling a little bit soulless. But I hope I'm wrong.
I don't know. It's on Game Pass, so fuck it.
Yeah. Yep. And I think they're doing, and I'm not going to do it, but I think they're doing that where you spend money, you can get the little early access thing.
Yeah, we talked about that. It's $30 and it's 5 days.
Yeah. Because I think they did that for Indiana Jones. I bought the Starfield. Y'all got me on that. And damn it. I haven't even gone back to that game.
What's funny is Wombat was playing it early and told you not to do it.
He absolutely did.
See, I'm the person that likes Starfield more than anybody on this show, but I would have even told you don't pay that. You can play it in 3 or 4 days or whatever. Calm down. I should have. Listen, I've wasted so much money on games over the years. It's whatever. But to wrap up, I think the big game that everybody is going to be talking about this week is obviously Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. And I was joking with Wombat before we started the show. I just literally got this game on Friday. And it's funny because, I got an email, I was telling him, I got an email on Wednesday that, could you let me know, if you're going to have coverage at launch? I was like, I don't have the game. So no, I won't have coverage at launch. And then like I finally got the code on Friday and I downloaded it and I was just like
Well,
was the
you didn't like the
exact
first
sound.
one though.
I
so.
did not like the first one. That I get what they're doing and I get why people like it. Man, have you ever like manually reloaded a crossbow?
Like in real life?
In
that-
real life,
in
no,
re-
I have not.
Like,
that
no,
shit
where-
takes a while.
Where did you grow up? Jesus.
I mean, you didn't do summer camp, like shoot crossbows and shit. You missed out.
I get, yeah, you know what I did?
Shot
That sounds
actual
like fun.
bows, but I never did crossbows.
Yeah,
I didn't
so
even-
like
didn't
this
do that.
game, this game opens up with like a siege on a castle, which should be like super interesting and like
Yeah.
exciting. But you literally stand on a tower and shoot a crossbow, and you have to reload every arrow. And it's
Yeah, it
so
sounds like the first one.
so slow.
That's right. It's super realistic.
Yes,
Because the first one was like that. Because your stuff, your leg would get broke. Like it was super realistic. Okay.
everything you have to do is very slow, very methodical. And then you get in like the first person combat, and it's an interesting system to where like there are 5 directional like ways you can
Mhm.
swing and block and stuff, and like it gives you a little icon that shows you what you need to do to parry. But it's so just drab to fight somebody. Man, we got 2 big ass swords. This should be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like we're watching slugs like fuck or something. I don't know. It's just
Did you put that on the back of the box?
it's
Right.
It's just so slow.
Feels like 2 slugs fucking, says ZTGD.
And then you wanna talk about like how combat doesn't feel impactful, like in Avowed or something. Which, by the way, I felt like the combat in Elder Scrolls felt very unimpactful as well. Just that was just me. Like you felt like you were swinging in air a lot of times, which I didn't care for.
I agree. I agree.
I think that's true for Morrowind for sure, and Oblivion to an extent as well. I thought they did better at that in Skyrim, giving some of your attacks some weight. But yeah, for sure, it's one of the weaknesses of the series.
But
It's worst, actually, I think, in Elder Scrolls Online.
It did.
I think
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls Online is the worst feeling combat of any of those games. Now, granted, it's different, right? But it definitely has the least weight to it.
It 100% does. And I've put a lot of hours in that game. Yeah.
yeah. Like that's how I feel when I play Kingdom Come. Like you hit somebody with this sword, like on their side or whatever, and they just kind of go like, "Oh," and they just fall over. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel impactful when you hit people. And like there was one point in the opening where it was like, "Oh, sire, you need to knock down the ladder so they'll stop climbing the wall." And like I'd walk over to the wall, and every time I tried to push the ladder, the button prompt wouldn't hit, and another guy would just slowly clamber his way up the ladder and then jump over it, and I had to stab him. And like all the dudes standing around me are doing nothing.
The accent was perfect.
It was so perfect.
Sire, you need to knock down this ladder.
Yeah, it was pitch perfect, man. That was good.
Oh, but then like you get out into the open world and you get into the game and it's like, well, let's make camp. Why don't you go over here, grab some water, and talk to these people? Like it's just so, like it's literally like a life simulation. Like from what I hear, the combat's not even that much. There's a lot of stealth. Like I don't know, man. If you want to live in like 15th century Europe, this is probably your jam.
Wow.
I don't want
You've
to.
always dreamed of being a bohemian.
Always. This is a dream.
This is not for me. Like I get why people love these games, but it is totally not for me.
I feel it. I wanted to like the first one. Like I got it on sale because it was like $2.99 or something. Because I had never really played it. I played like a piece of it. And then it got to the combat and stuff. Cause I was digging it. Like, okay, it's realistic. All right, I got to do all this stuff. And then it came to like the combat, and they hit me with the different combos and the blocks and parries, and I was like, what the fuck? It was way too much. Like I had to uninstall.
It was like,
a lot.
Oh,
I enjoyed the first game. I never finished it. I also own it on Steam Deck because I bought it for like $3.
Yep.
So it's, at some point, I'll go back and try to play it, or try to finish it. But it's a game that's right up my alley, but it probably says something that I've never gone back and tried to finish it in the last 6 years or however long it's been since the first game.
I think it's been 7 years since the first game.
I don't understand why their combat has to be so complicated when Chivalry's combat is right there. You could do parries and all that stuff, riposte, all that stuff in Chivalry, right. And it's so much easier to pull off. It's just so it's very cumbersome.
Even Mordau is like that, and it's better. That one.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, we're skipping the elephant in the room, but I still think the best kind of combat like that, fucking For Honor.
Yeah, I mean, For Honor was excellent for sure, but For Honor's got a little bit of a different sort of pace to it.
Sure, yeah.
Does. But yeah. No, it's, I mean, the whole, they're attacking this direction, defend this direction stuff.
Like, all of that made sense to me when I played it, whereas when I play something like Kingdom Come Deliverance, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's overwhelming. Like, at least I was. I'm not ashamed to admit. I was overwhelmed, and I was like, damn, I think I'm good.
This is one of those...
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
This is one of those games where, like, I can appreciate it, and I'll probably give it a good review, but, like, if you're asking me my personal opinion, I would never touch this game.
Yeah.
Like, it is just not for me. And that's fine. Not every game has to be. In fact, I'm old and I like old shit, so like no new games are for me. That's how I feel lately.
That's like me and movies and TV anymore.
This is why I've rewatched House like 12 times.
I've watched Veep a bunch of times. I've rewatched Law and Order a bunch of times.
Yeah, like I have a cycle of like 5 shows that I just rewatch because I'm like, I don't really like new stuff.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
It's terrible. Oh, but that's it. That's it for me. I have a couple more games, but the embargoes are not up, so we'll talk about those next week, I guess. So it's just you, Terrence. Since you were late, you have to go last.
Okay, that's fine. I don't know why my voice cracked like that. I don't really have. I don't know what that was about. I don't have anything new because the one thing I have that's new is embargoed.
I
don't remember what that is, but okay, I believe you.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway. Wayfinder. So I did play some of that. And I played that and reviewed it, in its early access form when they told us it was reviewed, but then they changed their mind and that's the whole thing. Anyways, the game is way better than from when it was in early access. Now, of course, they had to do an about face because they lost their publisher, and it was supposed to be more of an MMO type game. And so they changed it to where it would be offline, and now you can do 3-player co-op with friends, and there's you can find a party when you load in and stuff like that, but you can play it all offline, single player by yourself. Some of those kind of MMO elements still remain. I say some, a lot. Like there's an apartment system. You'll find chests and stuff around the world that will give you ways to decorate the apartment. You'll get cups and tables and chairs and different stuff like that. There's these like raids, which are it's not the void dungeons. I can't think of what they're called now, but there's like raid type battles that are around there where you can do it totally by yourself. Again, everything has been balanced and stuff to where it can be done solo, but you can just tell when you kind of run these kind of missions that like it was made for more people. Like that was where, all the fun of it was going to come into play.
I'm just so tired of every game having to be, it's old man yells at cloud bullshit, but like, can we just make you start here, you end here, that's the fucking video game anymore? Can we just do that?
I feel you.
No.
But no.
No, we cannot.
There's got to be chests and raids and loots and fucking... Oh, my God. In-game
right.
bullshit. And what's the first question everybody asks about those games?
Was it free to play?
Do they have loot box?
Can I play it by myself?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, that is on the list, 100%. Yeah.
That might be a sign that you need to make a game that people don't have to ask that question.
Yeah, do you remember when ESO came out the first time? That was like the big thing is It's an MMO you can play by yourself.
Yep.
But I still got to watch Butterlord 12 over here doing a dance
Run around
in town.
Yep. Or
Butterlord.
yeah, I'm sure. Butterlord, the fact that he's 12. The 12th.
You know it. You know what I mean, though. You know exactly who I'm talking about. It's that motherfucker is in every game. He's doing some like I was told Wombat earlier. I was trying to get into the first Descendant, and like when you load into that game, it is literally like 47 like bunny ladies standing there, like bunched into like this big mass. And they've all got weird names and pets and shit. And I'm just like, what the fuck are we doing?
Oh shoot! You're right though. You are 100%
right. Like you want to make a game that immerses you in its world. That is not immersive.
No, you're right.
Jesus Christ!
That's why MMOs end up with RP servers.
Yep. And you know what? Now they're starting to launch with at least one of them. But I remember, back in the day, you had to wait for those because they would have where everybody had to be serious. There wouldn't be random people dancing and there would be no Butterlord 12 name running around.
He's always doing some like whacked out shit too. Like you see him and he's like jiggling and glitching and shit. And you're like,
like what the heck?
If it was
man?
WoW, you would see Butterlord 12, but you would also see a character named Butterlord 12's Mule.
Yep.
Yeah,
that only existed to carry inventory.
Mm-hmm. Dude, you don't want to know about the names in Overwatch. We got shit like Mercy's Feet.
Oh Jesus!
That stuff is in Marvel Rivals now.
Of course it is. Of course, it's the same.
It
it's the same audience.
Yep. It is. Oh man.
Fucking weirdos.
Exactly. Like, can we just play the game? But anyway, Wayfinder is not bad. It is out now, 1.0. That was a long journey getting from there to here. What'd you say?
So as a glowing endorsement.
I knew we'd end up talking about Overwatch feat names when we were in the middle of the Wayfinder discussion.
I mean,
you saw that coming, didn't you?
It's a natural transition,
Oh man. I played some Marvel Rivals, of course. It is what it is. Like I told you, I started replaying through StarCraft 2. I finished the Terran campaign the other day, and like I said, damn, that's a good story, man. I don't know why Blizzard leaves StarCraft out there to die. Like, God, that story is good. Like, I'm 4 or 5 missions into the Zerg one. I'm not a fan of the Zerg. The Protoss is my favorite race.
That's because they're the best race
in StarCraft, indeed. In the Zerg, I get it. Like, you want to overwhelm real quick. Like, that's just not my play style. So I always I don't know. I feel like I fuck up playing as the Zerg, but I'm gonna finish it out until I can get to the Protoss campaign because theirs is the third or the last one.
Fucking run with the Hydralisks, baby.
That's what I've been doing too. Like, because you can upgrade your stuff, evolve them.
Complete.
I do love Abathur, like the voices and stuff. Like Blizzard is just really good about that with their characters and like all the. I wish they would do more with that universe. I don't understand.
I mean, it speaks volumes that we treat Blizzard characters a lot like Disney characters. Like people are like,
right?
Marvel Rivals has an advantage because like everybody knows these characters. I'm like, there's very few people who don't know who the fuck Tracer is or fucking.
True.
Like the people from World of I don't know their names, but like you can recognize a World of Warcraft character. Like,
Yep.
They're really good with characters.
They are. Somebody posted on Blue Sky. He had posted like 3. It was like, oh damn, and I can't think of the nigga's name. Arthas, the prince in Warcraft 3. Yeah. So that ends up becoming the Lich King. So Arthas, it was a picture of some dude from Warhammer. I guess the main dude in the Harris Legacy or whatever, and then Anakin or whatever. And I had commented, and I guess he didn't think I knew who Arthas was. And I was like, oh no, bro, hold on. Let me tell you, Warcraft character. No, I know who Arthas is. I just didn't know who that middle dude was. But yeah, Blizzard characters are just chef's kiss. I wish they would do more with StarCraft. And I guess there's that rumor that we might get something. I don't know what, but
Blizzard got to do something because, like, we're coasting on World of Warcraft. Like, they're just so much. We'll talk about it in the news, but Overwatch is getting an overhaul. Like,
I didn't watch that thing. Okay,
it hasn't happened yet. It hasn't happened yet.
Oh, I thought it. Okay.
But like Diablo I feel like Diablo's coasting. Like Path of Exile is really kind of like you gotta. Blizzard's got to be sitting there going, "What the fuck are we gonna do?" Because like Path of Exile kind of booted Diablo in the ass, and Marvel Rivals kind of booted Overwatch in the ass. It's like, y'all need to start cooking or something.
Right. And I mean, y'all got the franchises, the characters. Like, I mean, just
And now you got that Microsoft money.
Right. Like, I mean, now you got them deep pockets. Like, come on. Let's see. So yeah, I played a lot of that. What else did I play? Did not mess with No Man's Sky other than to make sure that I could do the cross save, which you cannot because they continue to taunt me with that.
Yeah, it's kind of silly. They should add that.
It says it's still in beta, but every time, and I feel like it's been in beta for like 2 years now, and every time I go in there, because like it says my accounts are linked, but when I go in there to like upload my save, it's like the beta is full. Please check back later. Like, well, what the fuck? Why is it? I just want to move my save to my Steam Deck so I can play it portably. Because they done went just off with that game.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
this new update
I
is
meant
crazy.
to boot that up. I meant to boot that up this week too and check out the new update, but I didn't have a chance.
I will tell you, by the time your cross save is live, you'll probably be able to play Xbox games on a handheld.
Yeah, this is probably what this is going to be at this point. Oh man, I played some Monster Hunter Rise just in preparation because we're a couple weeks out from the new Monster Hunter game, so I'm kind of.
You got a while.
Is it a month? I thought it was the.
We talked about it earlier.
28th.
Wombat says 28th. Yeah.
Oh wow, damn. Okay, I don't know why I thought it was the 14th or something like that. Okay, well yeah, all right. Well then I ain't gonna prioritize that as much. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I played some more Final Fantasy Rebirth, which that continues to be. God, that game is good. But yeah, I'm gonna finish that before I write my review.
We'll see your review in April.
I'm not going to do everything.
Man, I powered through for my review. I think I had like 2 weeks to do mine, and like I plastered that game. It took me 40 hours to mainline it.
I don't see how that's some dedication for you to mainline, because
dude,
there's
I love
literally
that game.
stuff everywhere.
Yeah,
like how did you not get pulled? Like,
I wanted to so bad. I wanted to so bad, but I was like, I need to roll credits because I need to know about that thing.
Mm-hmm.
I need to know how they handled that thing. So before I write my review, but yeah,
that's kind of what I'm pretty sure I know what you're referring to. That's what I'm waiting on as well.
It's the very end. So
oh wow, is it?
It's literally the last thing that you deal with. So
okay, alrighty. Well, now I might have to kind of power through because I have been taking my time and doing like unlocking the towers for old boy. Doing all that.
That's really
stuff
cool
like
when
that.
you do that because you get some cool ass summons for it. But yeah, like, man,
I tried to fight the one because he has Titan on there right now that I can go. I think there's another one, but I haven't.
Oh, there's one
Titan
one per area. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Titan whooped my ass. So I was like, yeah, we're going to have to do this later. But I like how they have, and again, it just encourages exploration. They have those things that you can find that like will make them less powerful in the fights. And then it lets you choose if you want to use that. Like if you want to fight the depowered version or if you want to test your skills against, the vanilla version of them. Like that's kind of neat.
Man, you ain't even seen some of the coolest shit in that game.
Oh, I'm sure.
There's a whole musical number in that game.
That's okay. All right.
I'm
trying to get the Chocobo stuff for real. Like I want to.
Like I said, there's a whole world that's just Chocobo stuff.
Yeah, I ran into my first, I guess, requirement for one. He was like, "Yeah, you need to get a mountain Chocobo if you're gonna do this." I was like, "Oh, yep, I'm gonna have to breed one of them." Yep. Here we go.
Every world's got like here's a new Chocobo power, and then you get to this one world where it's like, here's every fucking Chocobo. Here's a farm. Here's like obstacle courses for these motherfuckers. It's crazy.
Nice. Yeah. See, I'm gonna try real hard not to get super sidetracked for all that. But no, this game is so good. Like I said before, if I had played it last year, definitely would have been on my list. Like they cooked with this.
Yeah,
that first one was not it to me, but this one is really good. Even the combat. And I've seen mods. I don't know if you saw this online. People have mods that basically unlock, you can control all the characters in a fight.
Yeah.
So even the ones that's not, I was like, oh damn! I haven't downloaded it.
It's cool. It was cool when I played it because you could see them like in the background.
Yeah, I think that's super neat.
Like if they were all running around at the same time, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that modders, man, they do all kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's
stuff.
not all they did.
Oh, see, I haven't looked. I'm sure. Oh, wait, no, I did see somebody said that they gave Tifa jiggle physics because that was what we all need. He put like we won, and I had to put the we with the question mark. Like, who the fuck was asking for this?
Gooners.
Like, bro, y'all are weird, man.
Dude, people are just weird. Period.
Yeah, just weird.
Like that picture that Anthony posted last night of the Xbox sitting in the corner. Like, dude, what?
I laughed though. That was really funny.
Y'all need to get out more, like for real.
Oh man, yeah, people are weird, bro. 100% weird. But no, that's pretty much that's all I've played. Well, I can't talk about that because I'm under NDA. But okay, that's it. That's all I played.
All right, let's pound through what's out this week.
Phrasing? Damn, what the world?
Pound it.
Right. Let's pound through phrasing. What the world?
I mean, I got mods for myself now. I don't know if you know.
Those are probably the best mods. You mod yourself.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which we talked a little bit about. Rogue Waters. Ambulance Life, a paramedic simulator.
Mm-hmm. That's the one.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's the
one. Big Helmet Heroes.
Whoa.
Luck be a landlord. Momodora, Moonlit Farewell. Moons of Darsalon. I have a funny story about that game, Moons of Darsalon. I've had a copy of that game since like October.
What?
Yeah. I'll talk about it next week, but like,
okay,
like that's how early they sent it to me, and I'm like, I didn't need 3 months for this one, but
they want to make sure.
Yeah,
listen, we want to give them all the time.
When I saw it was coming out this week, I was like, oh shit, yeah, I've had that game for like 3 months. What the fuck? Sid Meier's Civilization 7, Under Defeat, Fly Punch Boom, Idle Devils, and Suguru Quest Dice Heroes.
I didn't realize Civ 7 was out this week.
Damn. Yep. Embargoes drop when this show does. So.
Oh, nice. I have to look at reviews.
The only reason I knew is because, Metacritic emailed me and was like, do you have a review for Civ 7? I was like, yeah, no, none of us had time for that. So, no.
Yeah, no. Yeah, like when I was younger, I liked those 4X, whatever games. I don't have time. This, man.
Dude, what the fuck? I need to know what this is. I just saw something on the Japanese release list.
Oh, shoot.
Toshinden Setsu. I haven't heard Toshinden in like 30 years.
Yeah. What? Is it that Toshinden?
I don't know. I gotta look this up now. Hold on. Let me type it in. No, it's an urban legend mystery game. Boo.
Okay. Don't get no battle arena. Like, nah.
PlayStation 5 is pretty much all the same games. There's a Macross game coming out this week for PlayStation. Same thing for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Nintendo's still just like we're just gonna do everything. What do we got here? Bad Parenthood game on here.
Oh, nice.
I'm only gonna like read the funny ones because dude, there's too many games coming out on this thing. Relaxing Jigsaw. This is funny to me. Beef Cat Ultra. That's my jam. Beef Cat Ultra. Civ 7's coming out on the Switch? Holy shit. I don't know I would Civ 7?
No. Wow.
I don't know if I'd want to try to play that on the Switch. I mean,
Oh my God, Beef Cat Ultra is one of those Vampire Survivor type shooters, but it's
Of
made with
course
like
it
Game
is.
Boy graphics. And you're a little cat.
I'd hope so. Is he beefy?
He is not. No.
I mean,
Come on. Why are we? Maybe it's because he's got guns. Maybe that's why it's.
he's beefed up.
Yeah.
I give.
Maybe he just like snap into a Slim Jim.
Yeah. I do say that the Switch lineup is starting to look a little light by comparison.
Yeah, well,
wonder why.
There's only like 25 games on here, which is much lower than it normally is. All right. I'll just hop over to the news because there's not a lot coming out this week other than a couple big ones. Let's go to the news. All right. Xbox financials came out, and it was doom and gloom yet again. Hardware dropped 29% year over year. Revenue dropped 9%, but content and service revenue was up 2%.
All right.
Okay.
This was the biggest COD launch ever. Indiana Jones hit 4 million players. Game Pass hit a quarterly revenue record. PC Game Pass is up 30%, and 140 million hours have been streamed on xCloud.
Okay.
So.
Yep.
Their strategy to get everything behind Game Pass seems to be at least helping Game Pass.
I mean, they're making a shitload of money, so that's all they care about.
Right.
Speaking of, Xbox was the #1 game publisher in the world last month with nearly $500 million spent on games across Xbox, PlayStation, and Steam.
And there it is.
Yep.
And then when they start making the shit for the Switch too, damn, yeah, they're gonna make all the money. Yeah,
I bet you
they was doing.
Forza Horizon will be a launch game on the Switch too, I bet.
Wow. Good call. Yeah, I could see that.
I bet you there'll be a bunch. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like Forza Horizon and Diablo and maybe that Gears collection that we'll talk about in a little bit, but wouldn't shock me. If you have an Xbox Series S and you've been waiting on split-screen co-op for Baldur's Gate 3, well, it's finally here.
I really thought you were going to keep waiting.
No.
That's what I thought he was going to say, too.
Well, apparently they finally got it to work. So
that's cool.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, what was that?
Somebody's playing acoustic guitar.
Yeah, I heard that. People Can Fly, who worked on Gears of War Judgment, are co-developing Gears of War E-Day. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
The way you said that made it sound like there were people who worked on Gears of War that could fly.
You don't know that they can't. You can't disprove that.
It's true. I can't. You're right. I don't have the technology.
We have the technology. We can rebuild him.
We can rebuild him.
Phil Spencer said in an interview with Destin that bringing more games to Switch, PlayStation, and Steam. I like how we're just on a first name basis with Destin, by the way.
Right.
That bringing more games to Switch, PlayStation, and Steam allows them to do more on hardware. And on the cloud, that their fastest growing region by players is Asia, which makes sense. They're all about phones and stuff. So, Phil Spencer said 6 to 7 years ago they knocked on some doors and tried to make Ninja Gaiden 4 happen, which is why we're getting it this year. And he also said creators want to bring their games to as many people as possible, and they will not put up walls for them. More Xbox games will come to more systems. He wants people to choose hardware because of its capabilities. Which
sounds fair.
That's, yeah. Obviously, he wants you to choose an Xbox, but, you know.
Well, right, obviously. So, I mean, they'll build, something to be a pro, to make somebody pick it. But yeah, I saw people were going crazy about this, and this has been the strategy for a long time. I don't know why.
If you haven't been paying attention,
blowing it out of proportion, right? Like it's not the 90s anymore. You don't need an exclusive to move a console for real. Like God, it's fine. It's fine.
Xbox is not going to. I mean, we have this discussion, and even everybody's favorite PlayStation fanboy, Sean Layden, was out here going, we saw this before with Sega. Sega sold 11 million Dreamcasts in 2 years. Of course, they couldn't make hardware anymore. It was also Sega who blew like $300 million on Shenmue. Like,
I don't know if they blew that money.
They did because they didn't make it back.
Well, sometimes you got to take chances on dreams, and you.
And then the Dreamcast dies. So yeah, they fucked up their chances.
Sometimes you just got to take chances on dreams.
But like, we need to stop saying that like selling 50 to 60 million consoles is a failure. Like that is not a failure. Yep. That is just a lower. Like, if we looked at how many Steam Decks sold, it's nowhere near 50 to 60 million. And that's being considered a success because it's a specific market. You know,
right.
Xbox realized a few years ago they're never going to catch PlayStation and Nintendo because those two, they sell to the same 100 million people every time.
Mm-hmm.
And like most people are not going to buy an Xbox as well unless you have an invested interest in it. So just think of your Xbox like a PC on your TV. And it makes more sense. So, I don't know. I'll be interested to see what they do next generation. I don't care. Because I have all of them. And if something comes to if something comes to PlayStation first, I play it there. Like, imagine only having a PlayStation and you had to wait till summer to play Indiana Jones. Or imagine having only an Xbox and you got to wait till God knows when to play Silent Hill or Final Fantasy. You know, it's like... But anyway... Sony Bend is cutting contractors after Sony canceled their next game. One designer said, quote, they made the decision to prematurely rescind all ongoing contracts except for a few that will be hired full-time.
Wow.
Man. It sucks.
Yeah.
Like, all these people worked on these live service games for years, and then just all their work is thrown away and people get fired. That sucks.
Yep.
Starting in January 2026, Sony will no longer offer new PS4 games via PlayStation Plus Essentials, but you can still play previously claimed PS4 games. Guess that means that if you only have a PS4, there'll be no reason to subscribe to PlayStation Plus anymore unless you play online.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of PlayStation Plus, the Essentials collection for February is Payday 3, High on Life, and Pac-Man World Repack.
What the heck?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what Pac-Man World Repack is.
Me either.
Starting January 30th, the PSN account for all of these games will be optional. This includes Spider-Man 2, Horizon Zero Dawn, Horizon Forbidden West, God of War Ragnarok, and The Last of Us 2. Users who do log in with their PSN account will get in-game skins, etc. So they're basically removing the PSN requirement for certain games, which is good.
Which is good, yeah.
What is not good is the leadership shakeup that happened this week that I feel like hardly people were talking about. So Hiroki Totoki is now the president and CEO. Hideaki Nishino is the CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment, and Herman Hulse got demoted, but he will continue to lead development, publishing, and business operations of SIE's first-party content.
Hiroki Totoki sounds like a video game bear. Just saying.
I know a lot of people were like, oh, thank God it's back in the hands of the Japanese leadership. I'm like...
Oh, my God.
Like, a businessman is a businessman.
Right.
They all want your money, man.
Yeah.
That's
just
the whole... Executives at the top of these companies are just money maximizers.
Mm-hmm.
All of them. That's why they're executives in top companies, because their job and sole goal is to maximize profit.
Yep. That's what they're there for. Those PlayStation 30th anniversary themes are leaving, but Sony plans to bring them back in the coming months. Mine was still live last night.
Nice.
So I don't know if they just remove so what's funny, like, you know how when you turn on your TV and it switches into game mode or whatever?
Yeah.
So on my PlayStation, like when I hit the power button, it literally switches there and I don't see the startup animation anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that still works, but like when I go to my dashboard, I still see the like PlayStation 1 stuff at the top and all that. So I don't know. Why take them away? Like, people liked them.
That doesn't make sense. And I always feel like that companies do this type of shit so they can bring it back later to be some sort of a hero. Like,
Yeah,
there's
it's a
literally
PR
no
win.
logical reason. Yeah, like, why would you put it on the system? Why would you put a time limit on it? You knew people were going to like it. Like, I swear they do that shit on purpose.
Yeah. It's just like the conversations where like the indie developers are like, Xbox doesn't like us.
Yup, same thing.
Which happened again this week with Berserk Boy, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
I saw that.
Number one, they didn't make a tweet about it. Like, somebody asked them and they replied.
Yep.
So it makes
Right.
more sense that way. But also,
Yeah.
what the fuck are you doing, ID at Xbox? Like, how are you not, like, answering emails for these companies trying to put games on your system? Like, this is the stuff that drives me crazy as somebody who likes Xbox.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
that's it.
Berserk Boy's a great game too. So.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, why would you not want that on your system? I don't. Answer a fucking email. Somebody wants to put a game on your console. Like, that's your job.
Yeah.
Anyway. Not a lot of Nintendo news this week. I think it's going to be quiet for Nintendo for a little while until April.
Yeah. Yep, I think so too.
But they did put out Ridge Racer 64 on NSO,
Ridge Racer.
which is awesome. I love me
Didn't
some Ridge.
invites go out for the to be able to see the system, the Switch 2?
Yep, and Jeff got it
Go out
denied.
Keely?
Yeah.
Good.
So,
Yeah.
like, it was funny because he tweeted it and then he deleted it.
That's hilarious.
Probably
He's
because
like, "Let me not
Nintendo
be a
reached
bitch."
out to him and was like,
Oh,
"Don't
I'm
worry."
confident.
You know that's
Sure.
what happened. You know that's what happened. He's like, oh God, sorry, Mr. Keeley, for the oversight. We'll get you out here. I fucking hate him.
Pokemon Legends Arceus OST is now on Nintendo Music. Starting in February, Japanese Nintendo eShop and My Nintendo Store will stop accepting card payments and PayPal from foreign accounts. That's just more Nintendo being Nintendo there.
Yep.
Capcom has announced a spotlight stream for February 4th, followed by 15 more minutes of Monster Hunter Wilds. Like, even you guys who are excited for this game, do you really care? Do you want to see more of it?
No,
There's already
just
been
release it.
beta. Like, I've already played it.
Yeah.
There's another beta this week. I
Yeah,
think it
this
starts this
week,
week.
yeah.
Like, anyway, the show includes Monster Hunter Wilds, Onimusha Way of the Sword, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, and Capcom Fighting Collection 2. I agree with Terrence, what he said in the chat. I think this is where we get the Xbox drop
Yeah.
for Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. I don't know why Capcom Fighting Collection 2 is in here unless they're going to announce, like, another game being added to it, but that's whatever. Or maybe it's...
what they put.
I don't know.
No.
I mean, there's a million I could name, but like, I don't even remember what's in that because they announced that shit like 4 months ago. I know Power Stone's
Yeah,
in it.
it was a while ago. Yes, yeah.
Is Techromancer in it? Because you can put that in there. Fuck, I don't know.
I don't think it is.
Red Earth.
I don't even know what that is. Dang.
Oh yeah, Red Earth was. Wasn't there? There was a character from Marvel vs. Capcom in Red Earth, wasn't there?
I'm pretty sure there was.
Or vice versa. I mean,
Yeah. Tatsunoko versus Capcom. You can do that one.
Hang on. What was it?
You don't remember Red Earth? It's got the big lion dude with the sword.
yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I do remember this. My cousin. Okay. Yep.
Wait. Red Earth is on the first Capcom Fighting Collection already, I think.
Yep, that's what it says.
Yeah, because it's with Darkstalkers and Red Earth, and then there's another weird one on there. I can't remember what it was. Which is on Xbox, by the way.
Yeah, this game had fatalities? I did not know that. Wow. Okay, that's cool.
What do we got here? Sega filed a new trademark for Skies of Arcadia.
Hell yeah.
It's not happening. They filed a trademark for Eternal Champions like 2 years ago.
Okay. Well, the 2 years ago, did we shit on your dream?
Yes.
Did we say?
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds like us. All right. Well, that's fine. All right. Okay. All right.
That sounds like us.
You can't argue that. You know that's true.
I let it go. You're right.
I mean, I don't want to. There's more Eternal Champions games than there are Skies of Arcadia games.
Yeah, and that's a damn shame because Skies of Arcadia is really good. Like, how do you just make one?
Motherfucker, there are 2 spin-off Eternal Champions games. 2.
And not one tells us who that nigga was shooting at.
Oh, he wasn't in those games. He wasn't in those games. It's still crazy to me that like they made 2 spin-off Eternal Champions games. Like I can't even like fathom that in my brain. You know why? Because they both sucked.
Were they fighting games?
No.
Or were they like a different genre?
One of them was a Game Gear game featuring Larson, which is the dude with the Tommy gun. Which most people don't know because it was on the Game Gear, and who the fuck knows that?
Right.
The other one was actually called Shadow Core for the Genesis, and it starred the lady in the green dress. It was like a side-scrolling game. Oh, it's so bad.
Yeah, I don't think I played that at all. Shadow Core. Yep. Nope. Did not play this at all.
Yeah, it's really bad. Like if you see it in motion, you're like, "Wow, that's pretty impressive for the Genesis," and then you play it, and you're like, "Oh my god." Overwatch 2 Spotlight set for February 12th at 10 a.m. And they used... See, here's the problem. They used the verbiage, groundbreaking changes to PvP.
Yeah, I saw that.
You better come hard, because it ain't going to be 6v6 comp. It ain't going to be hero bans. Ain't none of that groundbreaking. You need to make a change. If they do the talent tree shit, I don't know how I'm going to feel about that.
Are they? They try to borrow from everybody. That's the shit that Paladins does.
Yeah.
Paladins has where you can like tweak your... I liked that about Paladins, that you can kind of take a character and you can kind of tweak your playstyle because maybe you use like one attack more than the other, so you can kind of buff your character to use that. That's kind of cool. It adds another layer of strategy to Overwatch, but I feel you. I mean, not everybody wants to do all that.
You have to remember that was a thing for the Overwatch PvE when it was announced. Like 4 years ago or some shit.
Mm-hmm. And they killed it.
I'll be there with bells on to watch this because I want to know, because even I admit that fucking comp is stale right now. Like it is... There's not a whole lot exciting in there right now.
I mean, I did see that like you said, the bans it looked like they were talking, the rumors rather, because nobody knows what they're saying, but the rumors are that they're going to do like the ban thing. I hadn't heard about the talent tree thing, but like, I did
bans
hear
are
about
not, hero bans are not fucking groundbreaking though. Like
no, it's not. We've done that for ages.
We used to do that in Overwatch. Like Overwatch literally had like, for every season, there was a ban on specific characters. Like, we didn't get to pick them, which was the dumbest shit ever. Like, why even implement it if the players can't pick them?
Right.
So, I don't know. They need to do something. I know 6v6 comp is coming in Season 15, and I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do this shit.
Yeah, they should have never took that away. You know, they were the only ones doing the 5-5. So, yeah. But yeah.
They're removing Clash, too, which I'm super excited for. Fuck that mode.
Which one was Clash?
I don't think you played it. It's the newest mode where it's basically like tug of war. Like there's 5 points and you got to take them in succession kind of thing. Yeah,
Yep. I never played, because that's like Battlefield had something like that. That was the oh damn, I can't think of the mode, but you like constantly push the battlefield forward, basically taking a point. Now it moves up, and the other team has to defend.
Yep,
I can't remember what it was called, but
those matches are like super short, and they're like almost always a roll.
Yeah,
because once you get a momentum, like the checkpoints are just it's over. Although I played a game on Clash this week. It was the most insane thing I've ever seen. The first point took 10 minutes to take. I had like 4 alts
Jesus
on
Christ.
the first point. Like, we had a ball on our team, and he just kept rolling around the middle thing. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is never going to end. But yeah. They're taking it out for next season. So I'm like, yay, I hate this fucking mode. The Thing Remastered is Night Dive Studios' fastest selling game so far.
Oh, that's cool.
And Techland has teased multiple unannounced Dying Light projects for the 10th anniversary. Is that game 10 years old?
Oh, Dying Light? Yeah, I saw they have
idea.
a whole bunch of stuff. Hang on, I'm looking it up.
Holy shit, I can't believe that game's 10 years old, but I guess it is.
Yeah, we old, man. Yeah, it came out in 2015. So,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
Yeah. Oh, January 27th, 2015. So, yeah, it is 10 years old. Yeah.
All right. What else we got here? Summer Game Fest is returning June 6th, speaking of Geoff. This year there's a new business event for industry people. Oh man, he's just straight going for E3 now. What's up?
Yep.
I'm sorry. I laugh when I read this news. Beyond Two Souls is getting a TV series adaptation by Elliot Page's Page Boy Productions.
Okie doke.
Yep. I said,
I have to
that's probably
ask.
the best response. Okie doke.
I have to ask. Has anybody on this show played that game?
No.
I
Those
played
aren't really
a
my
little bit
jam.
of it.
Although I did like, what was it? What was the
Indigo Prophecy?
No. What was the
Detroit?
robot one? Yeah, Detroit Become Human.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's the only one I haven't played.
That one's
It's pretty
probably the
good.
best one outside of
It's
Indigo.
pretty good as long as you can get past the like robot Martin Luther King.
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. It's
Okay.
it's literally like robots are discriminated against. Yeah, they're trying to like make a yeah. It's
Gotcha.
It's a very clumsy allegory. The whole game is.
Yes.
But it's actually
Gotcha.
a decent one of those sort of choose your own adventure games.
Okay.
Dude.
I know it
But
looks
is-
good.
The allegory is clumsy for sure.
Beyond Two Souls is probably their worst game, and the only thing good about it is it has fucking Willem Dafoe and the shit out of his performance.
Nice.
I
So-
believe that.
Yeah, that game was bad. Bad. Speaking of what the fuck are we doing? Claire Obscure Expedition 33 is getting a live action film.
Okay.
It
See,
ain't even out yet.
I know.
right. Like, what are we doing?
How about we let the game come out and then decide if it deserves a movie?
Because what if the game comes out and flops and everybody's like, man, this game is trash. And now y'all done spent all this money and you filming a movie. What you gonna do then? Like, well, fuck it. We gotta release something. I guess turn it into a cartoon. Put it on, I don't know, early in the morning. Like, what the fuck?
Well, see, it reminds me of like, and I guess that's another news story. Is like Netflix like did the trailer for Devil May Cry, and like everybody was freaking out because it had Limp Bizkit. I was like, motherfucker, have you played these games?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
confused about that too. Personally, for me, that trailer was fire. Like, I'm gonna watch that show. Like, I was like, oh yeah, I was vibing with that opening. Like, yeah, I'm gonna watch that.
It's not WB making this Claire Obscura game, right? Because if they do, then there's a
No.
good chance it gets made and nobody ever sees it.
Nobody
So,
sees it. Yep, they'll just put it up.
It's in the works at Story Kitchen. What is that?
Oh yeah, it's
Who
not
is
coming
that?
out ever.
What
I
is
don't-
what is Story
I
Kitchen?
have no idea who it is.
Hold on, I'm looking.
It's the Story Kitchen.
They are a
Story Kitchen sounds like it would be a co-op restaurant in a revitalized downtown.
Fair.
I mean, their logo looks like that. It says from 8-bit games to 24 frames. That's their. Come on, y'all. Who the fuck wrote that? Like, from 8-bit games to 24 frames.
Some
Story
nerd
Kitchen.
motherfucker wrote
See what
that.
we cooking? Like, what?
Does it say
actually-
see what we cooking? Does it say that?
No, I added
Oh,
that
yeah.
because I feel like it needs that because it's a Story Kitchen. Y'all holler at me. I'll voice over for y'all. But no, actually, they might be okay because the Sonic movies, I guess they did that. Sonic 1, 2, and 3 is on here. sadly, the Tomb Raider anime that just came out is on here.
Oh,
But
that's bad.
I guess they're also doing Disco Elysium, Dredge,
Sure.
House of the Dead,
Okay.
Just Cause, It Takes Two, My Friend Pedro. What the hell? All these are going to be movies?
Yeah, they made
Sleeping
2 House
Dogs.
of the Dead movies already. They were bad.
Yes, they were. Teddy Ruxpin.
Oh, hell yeah.
They're making a Teddy Ruxpin movie?
Bro, yes!
Please tell me that
Right.
the license is like free like fair use
It's
now.
got to be a horror movie.
Yeah, make it a horror
it
movie.
doesn't say. It says Teddy Ruxpin is an animatronic children's toy in the form of a talking Iliup, a creature who looks like a bear. The toy's mouth and eyes move while he reenacts stories played on an audio
whoa,
tape.
whoa,
Blah,
whoa,
blah,
whoa,
blah.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Yep.
You tell
Back
me
up.
Teddy Ruxpin's not a bear?
He's a bear.
He's not a bear.
What the
He's
fuck
not a
is an
bear.
Iliup?
I don't know, man. They said that's what he is. He's not a bear. He just looks like a bear.
No.
But he's going to make his long-awaited live-action hybrid feature film debut in a 4-quadrant family comedy adventure.
No.
What is 4-quadrant mean?
Listen, his name is Teddy Ruxpin.
He's not.
He's a bear, goddammit.
The fuck is
Listen, they said he not. They said they changing the lore. He is a Iliop, ILLIOP.
I'm sorry.
That.
That's not. An Iliup is
man.
a fictional bear-like creature. It's literally just Teddy Ruxpin, so he's the only one. This motherfucker making up his own shit.
He's like Alf.
Ken Forsey created the
fucking
Iliop character.
Teddy Ruxpin's not a bear.
He's a fucking bear. What are we doing?
Listen, the kids today are just rewriting our whole history. Teddy Ruxpin ain't a bear no more. What's next? My pet monster's not gonna be a monster?
No. They're not.
Man, my pet monster. I used to love my pet monster.
This is
I was
like
so scared of those when I was little. My uncle tells stories all the time because he used to fuck with me when I was little. Like people would have them in their cars when you walk by Toy Story windows where they be, and he make me like look at it. And I'm like freaking out. Like, oh man, I'm terrified of that fucking toy.
it is no. What the fuck?
I know, man.
I'm reading the Google description. The leader of the Monsters and Villains organization, MAVO, Quellor, wants to prevent the Iliop from having the crystals.
They have a whole lore. We just thought he was a teddy bear that told fun stories this whole time. He's fighting for some fucking independence.
What are the fucking kids doing to our childhood now? What is happening?
That explains all the times that I found my childhood Teddy Ruxpin covered in blood inexplicably.
Yeah.
See, you didn't know what was good. You thought, he was like, what the fuck? What is that? I don't know.
I feel like I'm being Mandela effect here, like some Berenstain Bear shit.
Well, the Berenstain Bears aren't bears either. They're Iliups or whatever.
They probably
They look
are.
like bears.
The Berenstain Bears.
It's them, Teddy Ruxpin, and the Icy Bear. None of them are actually bears.
What about the Care Bears? Are the Care Bears Iliops too?
No, the Care Bears are.
No, they're
different.
bears.
Yeah,
they're different.
Well, there's a lion in the Care Bears too. And a penguin.
Oh man. Well, anyway, Story Kitchen is making Expedition 33.
Man.
Oh Lord, yeah, I don't know. I don't think that whatever y'all do, y'all though. I hope it works. I do want to play the game. Like I hope the game ends up being good. It looks fun, but we'll see.
Well, it's Game Pass, so fuck it. That should be their tagline when they put out a game trailer.
So fuck it.
Yeah, it's Game Pass.
Actually, yeah, that's pretty good.
All it costs
lean
you
into
to
that type
download.
of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, lean into it. I would. It's Game Pass. So fuck it. You just do a bleep out and everything. And just get hell out, man. I would definitely do that. And I think it would sell too. People are like, oh, yeah, they right. Fuck it. Let me just
fuck it. I'll download
I hadn't thought about it that way.
Yeah.
Right. Like, yeah, okay. Sure.
Simu Liu is in talks to work on a Sleeping Dogs movie. That just keeps going back and forth.
Yeah.
Like,
they just flat out kicked Donnie Yen out of this thing.
Yeah. Yeah, he gonna end up being the villain.
We got news this week that Donnie Yen says Sleeping Dog movie isn't happening, and then we immediately get a news story afterwards. It's like Simu Lee says he's working on a Sleeping Dogs movie.
They called Donnie
like,
Yen.
Well, I hate to tell you, Donnie Yen, but they rescinded your invitation. That's what happened.
They called him on one phone and picked up the other one to call Simu Lee.
I mean, let these men rest. What are these guys, like 70? I know Jackie Chan is 70. Jet Li's like in his 60s. Like,
Donnie Yen's definitely in his 60s for sure.
Let these guys rest. They've done enough. Okay.
I mean, I'm cool with Simu Lee like taking over the role. Sleeping Dogs is a really
Is
good.
it Simu Lee or Lou? I thought it was
Liu.
Lou. My bad. Yeah, that was my bad.
Okay.
It's my fault.
Like, I'm confused. Like, I legit don't know, so that's why I asked.
But he was good in Shang-Chi.
Yeah. That's the only thing I've ever seen him in, but yeah, that movie was alright.
Y'all must not know this either. There's a show, and I can't think of, hold on, let me look it up. He actually was known for, it's a Canadian sitcom.
Well, we won't get to watch those
Netflix
anymore.
No. I mean, right.
Raise your Netflix price by 25%.
They already did that shit before this happened.
Kim's Convenience. That's what it's called.
I remember that show. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a star on there, and that's where he got like his, he's known from. I watched a couple episodes. It was pretty funny. Like,
I didn't watch it. I think my wife watched it, but I never watched it.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
She certainly wouldn't know him from the Marvel movies. I don't think she's seen but one of them. So
she didn't last long enough to get to Shang-Chi because that's like the 50th one at that point.
But watch this. This is stupid. Okay. You're not wrong.
That's how my wife is.
Okay.
Because, Captain America is about to come out. And I'm like, oh, we're going to go see Captain America? She like, I'm like, I guess I'm going by myself. That's fine. I'll give me some friends. She'll never want to see you with me. So
I'm going to be fair. I'm kind of with her anymore because, like,
I just gave up. I
feel you. But Captain America's my guy. Like, that's like one of my favorite.
I thought Magneto was your guy.
So.
Like, every movie that comes out, you're like, that's my guy. Like, you got a lot of guys.
No, because you could even look. I mean, because Amanda had this picture done for me from an artist, like that has my three tops in it. It's Batman, it's Captain America, and it's Magneto. Like those are my peoples. So if they gonna be in something, then I'm gonna be there. So yeah, I'm gonna watch Captain America.
Yeah, I wish I cared.
I understand because some of the stuff I don't care about.
I mean, it hurts me more. Like I'm not the biggest Marvel fan. So, like, that one makes sense. But I also wish I cared about Star Wars anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't cared about DC in a while, but I'm not going to lie, that James Gunn Superman looks pretty good. But...
Yeah, I'm going to see that. And I'm not a huge Superman fan, but I
just don't care about Superman at all.
Most people don't.
I feel it.
I get it.
Yeah.
All right, game news. Phoenix Labs, people who made Dauntless, lays off the majority of its staff 2 years after they got acquired by Forte Labs.
Yeah, did you read the story about this whole thing? With Dauntless?
I know Dauntless came out and then like went away.
Yeah, I think I'm thinking of something different. Never mind.
Okay.
I'm thinking of a different story that was from maybe or maybe not from this week.
Okay.
Of a different game.
Dauntless is a game that like came out and like people, I think it was free to play, and then like it went away, and then it came back as pay to play, and like, like what are we doing?
Hey, what? They never did that. Dauntless was always free to play. It was just the free to play Monster Hunter.
No, it was this.
It's Temu Monster Hunter essentially because it's a lot easier.
It was this game. So they had built up, a pretty solid player base, right, over the years for this game. And then they came out with this new update, and completely ruined the game. Like, changed the core gameplay features, reset people's progress, like completely got rid of some mechanisms like crafting. And they changed it to where some of the weapons it's monetized how you earn them. You have to go through a battle pass.
Yeah, that's what they did. Yep.
Like they completely
and paid stuff.
It sounds like a lot
you don't have access to anymore. Like some people don't have access to stuff they paid for because they put it behind something else. Like it's fucking crazy.
And like they ruined a bunch of people's progress and stuff that they had worked for. They just like completely obliterated it. It's kind of like it. I was reading through the article the other day, and it feels like something that, like, it feels like self-sabotage. Like, it feels like they did it on purpose.
I feel like you're right. Like, cause it's so widespread. Like, and it, like, I don't know. I mean, cause yeah, they release, they release patches that causes some issues and they're like, oops, we're bad. And they go back and fix it real quick. But this, like, and I guess it was never described to do any of this stuff. Cause I haven't played it for real, for a couple of years, but for a while there, we went hard in that. Cause that's when I didn't get Monster Hunter. Cause I think it was probably about the time that World came out. Because I was just, the controls and different stuff. I was like, oh my God, it's too much. They was like, oh, well, check out all this. And I that was a lot easier. Like, I fell into that. But yeah, I don't think they actually announced what all this update was supposed to do. And it done gutted so many people's accounts that have been there so long.
It sounds like they didn't, they didn't even ask the players for feedback before they reset everybody's stuff. So,
yep. I think you're right. It does sound like self-sabotage.
It feels like a kind of a nightmare. But yeah, they posted I was looking for the response that they posted. Hold on, because I saw that the other day.
Didn't this happen the same time that they like fired a bunch of people too?
Because it was back in December.
Oh.
Okay, here we go. In response, so this is from CBR, which is, I think, Comic Book Reviews.
Not Sleepy Dogs.
Oh, you just saw the picture, yeah.
Yes, yeah. I'm sorry.
The fuck is Sleepy Dog? Bitch, do your research.
Right,
yeah,
IGN. What are you going to do? Fuck it, IGN.
So they posted a letter. Part of the letter was, for legacy players, based on the feedback we've seen, it appears this transition and reset back to the start has felt too abrupt or jarring, especially in conjunction with other changes. We want to acknowledge this frustration, and we hope that the speed with which veteran players will be able to move through these quests will ease some of this concern. Most of these quests require trying a mode or gameplay system once, separated by quests to reach particular weapon levels. So they basically said, yeah, we hear you, but we don't care.
Right.
Just do it anyway.
That's messed up.
Yeah, so
it
sounds like they're like completely shedding their player base, which is crazy because, we talk all the time about how hard it is for a live service game to actually build up a dedicated player base. These guys had one and just completely torched it.
They wanted
out.
Like
in the quest to try to. It sounds to me like, and obviously no one will ever know this for sure, is that these new owners probably wanted to accelerate the monetization, and the developers were probably like, okay, fine, that's what you want to do, and just completely torch the whole thing in the name of greed, not from the developers but the new owners.
Sounds right.
We lose so many things for that reason. I mean, God dang it.
It's a business at the end of the day.
Yep.
Speaking of business, Ubisoft laid off 185 people. They also shut down the UK studio in Leamington. They made DJ Hero under Activision.
Yeah, I got to tell you, it's not sounding good for Ubisoft.
Yeah, I'm just waiting to hear that they done been sold at this point. Like, I know they're working on that deal with Tencent to do whatever they're going to do, but yeah, they about to sell. And yeah.
Speaking of more business things, the core team at BioWare is now working on Mass Effect 5 under veterans from the OG trilogy, including Mike Gamble, Preston Wadamanuik, Derek Watts, Parrish Lay, and others. They don't require the full studio, and parts of BioWare are working on other EA games instead, and some people got laid off.
Yep, they sure did. And the news then followed up to say that while some of these transfers were mentioned as temporary, that they're not. They're permanent transfers out of BioWare into other EA studios.
I think BioWare is dead.
We're real close.
Real close. Man.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about it a little bit before the show started, and there's a lot of blame to go around here, and it's easy in scenarios like this to blame EA. and they certainly hold some blame. But I mean, the reality is BioWare has had three. I don't want to say poorly received, but not received on the level their games normally are, games in a row. And it's very difficult for any studio to survive that. And it's even more difficult when you think about the budget on the games that they put out. Like these are not cheap games to make. So it's difficult for any studio to survive three relative, I don't want to say failures, but disappointing releases in a row.
Yep.
I mean, Anthem is a failure 100%. It's easy to define it as that. Andromeda and Veilguard, it's tougher for me to define those as failures, but they were certainly disappointing releases compared to their predecessors. I mean, Veilguard, they said sold 1.5 million copies.
1.5 million, yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? They I went back and saw
for
something.
Inquisition.
Yeah, they didn't even say that they sold that many. They used the verbiage like interacted with or something like that. So
yeah,
they were just counting the Game Pass
or that.
Yeah,
there's no Game Pass.
They were not Game Pass. The
EA Play.
Yeah, because that's on PC. You could do that on PC for it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it sucks. It really sucks. But I mean, the reality, we were talking about it the other day. The reality is BioWare hasn't been BioWare since the doctors left.
Yeah.
They've shed a ridiculous amount of talent over the last 10 years on all of these major franchises. So, I mean, the people who made most of these games, the franchises that they aren't there anymore. Most of the people, at least.
All right. Couple more news stories here. Always fun. Season 5 will be the last season for Multiverses. The servers will shut down on May 30th. The game will still be playable offline. Yeah. Way to go. You make a game, put in early access, people spend a bunch of money, you take a year off, you come back, you cancel.
And what's crazy is when the game was out, people loved it, and you brought it back, and the niggas hated it. Like, the roller coaster ride of Multiverses is just insane. Like, crazy.
Man, only WB could fumble such an easy win.
Right. Oh.
Anyway, the Sims Legacy Collection was released. Sims 1 and 2 re-released on PC, so you can go get crazy with the Cheese Whiz.
I heard it's a mess too. So
I mean, it's a PC game. Sorry, I just triggered a bunch of people, but
you definitely did.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Spider-Man both have issues on PC, so
yeah. Oh my god, I didn't talk about that. I've had so many crashes and weird texture glitches in Rebirth. Oh my god, and I can't imagine playing it on Steam Deck because I know they said it was Steam Deck playable. Sheesh.
Okay, so I know this shouldn't be, but this was probably the biggest news of the week because people are weird. But Forza Horizon 5 is coming to PlayStation 5.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, this generated more stories than layoffs, games closing, new release announcements. Why are we shocked? Like, did you not listen?
Right.
No.
I mean, they've been telling you that all this stuff is coming.
Yeah.
Right. And everybody's put up videos dissecting, well, surely it doesn't mean all, and maybe it's this and that and no and da 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 da. Like, I don't understand.
I still,
they've been very upfront.
I still don't understand why you care. Number one,
and then there's that.
Xbox fanboys, who cares? This game is like 4 years old and you've been playing it for 4 years and it's awesome. PlayStation fanboys, why do you care? You get a game on the PlayStation with Horizon in the title that's actually good.
Right.
Hey.
Where's the L here? Like, what?
I
doing?
said to say that for Ryan. I never.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bitch.
Like, I don't get it. I don't, like, so? Like, and then, like, I guess the Gears collection is also coming to PlayStation and Switch. Like, okay.
Right. All right.
Again, Gears of War has been on the Xbox for over 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, who cares? I don't know, man. People are like, well, it's ruining my console's identity. Fuck your console's identity.
My console's identity.
It's a plastic box. It's like I saw some PlayStation guy out the other day. He's like, putting PlayStation games on PC hurts the console's identity. I'm like,
Give me a break.
what?
Christ.
Maidenless behavior.
That's what
Maidenless.
What are we talking about? Y'all need to stop like making your personality about a fucking corporation.
100%. 100%.
Like, for real. You have a preference, that's cool. People prefer to play on PlayStation, fine. You prefer to play on Xbox, fine. Prefer to play on PC, fine. But, like, don't get mad. Like, I swear to God, if Xbox stops making consoles, there's literally nothing that this new generation of grifters will have to talk about anymore.
No. I mean, because they don't play games. Like,
No.
I don't see how they can have the time being on all them spaces and all that. Like, bruh.
Dude, like, as soon as this was announced, like, all of the fanboy podcasts were doing, like, 3-hour shows every day.
Yep.
Of course they were.
I'm like, about one game.
It's an attention economy, Ken.
Yeah, but they have attention deficit disorder.
Well, that's why it's an attention economy. Everybody's constantly fighting. Get people's attention.
Bro, whatever. You fucking stupid. That's what you are. You just fucking stupid. Your little charts out there, like, look at Red Dead Redemption has more players than Spider-Man. Fuck out of here. Shut up with your dumb ass. I swear to God, Anthony, fuck off. He just tweeted, what's your thoughts on Dragon Age Veilguard? Motherfucker. All right, I'm going to run through. We got a bunch of emails that I've been like holding for a while, so I want to get through these because some of them are for Game of the Year and stuff. So,
Oh, okay. Yep.
Eeyore Kara sent us a Game of the Year email. He says, boys, hope all is well. Looking forward to the Game of the Year episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Here's my list, however, mine's for games I enjoyed playing in 2024. As a dad of 2 kids and on a budget, can't really buy new games. Anyhow, here's my list. Number 10, Hungry Shark World. You're a shark and you can eat people. It's alright. Okay.
Put that on
All
the
right.
back of the box.
Right.
It's alright. Hot Wheels Unleashed 2, closest thing I own to Ridge Racer. It's alright. Just wish we had a new Ridge Racer. Monster Trucks. My 2-year-old son loves Monster Trucks. So we pretty much played every Monster Truck game on the PS5. Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket. Neat card collecting. Just another daily grind and routine on my iPhone. GTA 5. My 7-year-old daughter and 2-year-old son love GTA 5.
Wow. That's impressive.
It's something. This game just lives forever. My son loves to watch me go to the car wash, grab a monster truck, fly planes. The only thing that sucks about GTA 5 is when my daughter wants to obey the red lights when driving and watch taxi rides from one end of the map to the other.
Yeah.
Minecraft, another game that lives forever. My son loves to watch me explore caves and attack mobs. My daughter has started playing creative and getting really good at it for me. I have a survival map that I started on PS3, then PS4, and now PS5. It's a map that I've put hundreds of hours into.
Nice.
Number 4 is Astrobot Masterpiece. The levels, the throwbacks, the amazing soundtrack. The kids and I love this game so much.
Yeah, it's a great game.
Pokemon Go. This game with all its bugs and its horrible management by Niantic. I just can't stop playing. It's an addiction that I'll never let go. This wouldn't be an Iwakara email, would it?
Nope.
2 and 1. You want to guess what they are? They're not games.
Oh, I don't know.
Harris, have you not been around enough for his emails?
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I'm not sure.
Number 2 is tits.
All right.
Sounds about right. That's sort of where I was expecting this list to end up.
I'm 45 years old. I'm not going to read what he says about them.
Yeah, no.
Please forward me the email. I want to know. Wow.
Hold on. I'm going to send these to Terrence. You could choose to have this conversation. I will not have this conversation because I am an adult. That's number 2 and number 1.
Okay. All right. You want me to go ahead and just read it? I can go ahead and just read it then.
I'm not reading that. I'm sorry.
All right. So you sent it to my private thing. Okay. Number 2, and I'm not adding an inflection. I'm just going to read it how I wrote it. Tits. Guys, let's be honest. Tits are fantastic. It's also attached to one of the best feelings when undoing a bra. That feeling never gets old. And number 1, ass. When it's on my face and I can't breathe. Even when you tap out and keeps going and need air. This dude is wild. What?
Yeah.
I can't believe you don't have experience yet with Iwakara.
That was funny. This dude is wild.
Believe it or not, that was actually tame compared
what?
to
yes, that's tame.
over the years. Yeah.
That's tame.
He's funny. Okay. Yeah, I know I've talked to him I think a few times on Twix. That's funny. Okay.
Moving on. Another game of the year email from Blue Skies, which I believe is Daryl, right? Yes, Daryl. Okay. Hello, Chuckleheads. Just wanted to give my game of the year list and comment on a few things. As a disclaimer, I play a lot of games, but rarely finish them. Welcome to my world. Probably my ADD, or just get bored when a new game comes out. A few disappointments for me. Funko Fusion just didn't work for me. Like the variety of IPs seemed like a mess. Star Wars Outlaws, need to go back, but I gave up after stealthing into a new area and I kill one guy, whole area is alerted, couldn't figure it out, or couldn't fight it out, gave up. That sounds like the Star Wars Outlaws experience.
Why has everyone's experience but mine, I swear?
Mario RPG and the Thousand Year Door. Never played either, but before, but maybe I'm not the demographic. But they are beyond a slog. Terrible characters, simple combat, backtracking, just a slog. Tell me again why Mario characters are popular. They're all super uninteresting and basic.
Wow.
Damn.
The biggest disappointment was Nintendo World Championship NES Edition. How the f do you release a game based on time trials and speed runs and don't have a friend leaderboard? Morons.
Oh, it didn't? That's wild.
That's hard to argue with.
Yeah, definitely.
I had a blast playing my son with that game. Like that was super fun. Nintendo needs new IPs. They've lost their fastball and relying on more of the same will only go so far. I mean, Mario Kart 8 says hello.
Yeah, I mean, I'm incredibly excited for the new Switch, so I am admittedly in their target demo.
Yep, me too.
But yeah.
All right, his honorable mentions are Black Myth Wukong, Dragon's Dogma 2, Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, Tactical Breach Wizards, and Wizardry. Proving Ground.
I don't know what that is.
That was a remake of Wizardry.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a new thing.
Game.
I was like, oh, shoot. Okay.
Top 10. Number 10 is Unicorn Overlord. He loves Vanillaware. Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown. Great platformer. RIP developers. Screw you, Ubisoft. Dragon Age, The Veilguard. Oh, for God. SteamWorld Heist 2. Great sequel. Was that this year? I don't know.
SteamWorld Heist?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes, it was, because I reviewed it. It was last year. Yep, It was good. It was a great sequel.
Yakuza Infinite Wealth, which is like a dragon, Infinite Wealth. Love the series, and if you like it, check out December 2023's Man Who Erased His Name. Great 10-hour side story. Yes, it was. Astrobot. Finally, Astrobot gets some mainstream love. I loved him on PlayStation VR. Number 4 is Path of Exile 2. Early access, but fun Diablo-like, which is very meaty and complex in a good way.
I
Number
was
3.
going to play that, but I'm waiting for free to play.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spend $30.
Metaphor, very similar to Persona, but with better characters and less cringy JRPG crap. Hopefully Japan
I agree.
changes up their JRPGs going forward. I tried to play that game, but man, they just did not shut the fuck up.
That you see, I like all the characters and the story too, so I didn't mind. You're right; it's very talky, but I didn't mind it because I dig this whole everything about this, like all the complaints that I had about the Persona games, which I like. This like fixed it. Like, metaphor is great.
He also calls out Jay. He says Jay, visual novel games are not games; they are visual novels.
Indeed.
They also qualify as games.
Yes, they're still games. You interact with them. They're games.
Oh my god. Okay.
Number 2 is Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Polished game for Machine Games. A delight to play. So much fun. By the way, even if you don't use guns, you can pick up and press X to flip it around and use it as a melee weapon. Yep. And after 2 hits, it breaks.
The gun?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, shoot. I didn't know that.
Then you got to use a repair kit to fix it so you can use it again to hit somebody twice.
Is that what the repair kits are for? Because
Yep.
I've picked them up, but I've never used one.
Yep.
Okay.
You have to repair. You get like a regular weapon later in the game, like a cane or some shit. I can't remember what it was. But like if you hit it enough times, it breaks and you got to fix it. It's such a stupid mechanic that I never interacted with. So
there's so many weapons just laying around.
Exactly. Like I just picked those up and hit people with those. So.
Yep. Same.
And then number 1, you want to guess what it is? What's everybody's favorite game of 2024? Yay.
Oh, Balatro.
Balatro,
yeah. Yeah.
It is a great game.
Good.
He says, my most played game, easy to get into. You just need to understand basic poker hands like 3 of a kind straight, but even then, there are tutorials and info on that stuff. I play it on Switch. It's amazing. All touch controls if you want it. And I can even play laying in bed with one hand. I hurt my ribs, so it's easier that way. By the way, Terrence, shame on you for making it your disappointment. Try it again. It's a lot of fun and lots to unlock. Yeah, shame on you.
Terrence doesn't like poker, so...
Yeah, I think that's what... Well, it's not even that I don't necessarily like it. I don't know it well enough to like quickly identify, oh, yep, I'm leading towards a straight or whatever. Like I'm very iffy on the rules, and I think that's what killed the enjoyment for me. Just I'm not that knowledgeable. But because I love card games and that music is fire. Like I had never really like heard that whatever track that was playing in there. Like damn. But yeah, I don't know. I may try it again at some point.
He says, I loved your Game of the Year podcast. Have a good February. It's stacked with Avowed, Phantom Brave, Civ 7, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Monster Hunter Wilds, and Like a Dragon Pirate in Hawaii. Have fun.
Damn, I forgot about that. Like a Dragon.
Yep, that's out this month too. He says, hello. He sent a follow-up email. Says, an addendum. I must be a chucklehead too because I forgot to include a couple games on my list. UFO 50 was a great game.
It's on my wish list. I need to pick that up at some point.
Yeah, I want that game. I'm waiting on a console release, so I'm assuming it'll come to Switch too. So many great games blanketed in fictional game era. This developer existed in the 80s. Some are intentionally rough, but none of them are terrible. Some are great. To get 50 games of good to great quality is amazing. Check it out. Also, shout out to whoever released Blood Omen Legacy of Kain on Evercade on a cart with Soul Reaver 1. And also on PS5, although it isn't remastered, it's good to be able to play it in legal ways. It's the best Kain game yet. Yes, better than Soul Reaver crap. Ooh, calm down, sir.
Wow.
And hopefully it gets a remaster or remake.
I do love the original Blood Omen. It's one of my favorite games of all time.
But it's so hard to go back and play now.
It's tough to go back to. The load times are tough.
Yeah, I love that game too, but yeah, I don't think I would go back to it.
Those controls are a little too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was before the DualShock days, so it was the D-pad controls back then. Yeah,
and like the attacking it only has an 8-way direction or something. It's just weird.
Yep. Yeah.
He sent another email afterwards. Says, "Hello, Chuckleheads. Just a quick email to add to my Game of the Year list I sent last week. It's very amusing watching Sony ponies marching in the street with their PS5 flags, claiming victory like those orange lemmings. They keep saying there is no longer a console war. All Xbox games are going to PS5. No reason to own an Xbox. Well, again, I have both, so I'll play all regardless. But the Sony ponies are not the brightest group of basement dwellers. All Xbox games will come to Game Pass on the day of release for the $20 subscription fee. Traditionally, multi-platform games will also release on the PS5 for $70, like Doom and Eternal or Elder Scrolls, while they will be included on Game Pass. Multiplayer games will likely release on PS5 for $70, like Forza Horizon, while they'll be included on Xbox Game Pass. Xbox games which are new IPs or have never been multi-platform, South of Midnight, Avowed, Indian Fable, will be included in Game Pass but will eventually release on PS5 6 months or later at $70. So the Sony ponies can spin it all they want, but the bottom line is Xbox owners will get more games sooner, more new games cheaper with Game Pass, all while Microsoft collects $70 per sale and will reap millions. Indie alone will sell at least 5 million on PS5 and pull in $350 million. Sony is searching for revenue by hoping to hit gold with live service games and exclusive deals with publishers like Square, but that has failed, and everyone keeps crying about games not meeting sales expectations. Here is a tip. Make games multi-platform. Even if 1 million copies are sold, that turns into a nice chunk of income. Xbox Series consoles likely have sold over 30 million units at this point. Anyway, that's all I got. Go Chiefs. Get the fuck out of here. Oh. I mean, we've beat this conversation to death. Game Pass is a good reason.
The way to go.
Yeah, Game Pass is a good reason to play these games and have an Xbox console.
Well, keep in mind you don't actually need the Xbox console anymore because everything's an Xbox.
Yeah, but I'm not going to play that streaming shit. Fuck off. Like I don't care what Phil says. I am not playing fucking Avowed on my phone. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. So as long as they're still making hardware that I can play the game on, I'm fine. And I understand what he's saying about these idiots who are like, I got to pay $70 for a game that I get to play for free. But also, when you bring up like Microsoft's making the money, like good for them, but that doesn't benefit me.
Right.
Like I don't care if Microsoft makes a shitload of money. They're a business. That's what they want to do. Like
right. Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah. Like I ain't getting that money.
Play the games. That's the only thing that matters to me.
Yeah. Exactly. Like. All of those games that are like, well, they're coming to PlayStation. Yeah, but like we literally just had the conversation about, fuck it, it's on Game Pass. Like, would you pay $70 for Clair Obscur 33 or whatever? Probably not.
I would not.
No.
Like, would you rather... And I've had arguments with people online about this, like when the Horizon thing came around, and they're like, why would you buy the PS4 version? Why wouldn't you buy the more expensive version? Just because it's a loophole. Motherfucker, if I had a choice between paying $70 for Doom the Dark Ages or playing it for my subscription, I'm going to play it in the subscription.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get that argument like, well, you don't own it. Bitch, you don't own it either. Like, if you pay $70 for a digital version on PlayStation, you don't own it.
No, you got the license.
And if you wanna buy it on Xbox, you could do that too. That's stupid. But you can buy it. Like...
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't...
Why, like, when did we start worrying about the companies more than we started worrying about ourselves? Like, why are these people pointing out all this different stuff? Nigga, who gives a fuck? Like, is it good for you? Like, why are you so worried about what the hell they doing? Like,
I don't understand people who are like, we got to worry about the corporations. Like, motherfucker, no, they have to worry about me spending my money.
Exactly. Like, that was always the relationship. When the fuck did y'all change it to where we got to defend them and be like, oh, we should spend more money with them so that the fuck you?
You got to earn my money.
Right. Like, man, this shit don't come by easy. Like, I ain't got no money tree in the back. My grandfather used to say all the time, the Johnson money tree I planted can't come up yet out in the back. Hear that all the time from him. Anyway.
This motherfucker over here saying he ain't got no money, he spent $100 on Marvel Rival skins.
Huh? What? Shut up. Don't worry about what I be doing.
That's why he needs Game Pass. He doesn't spend all his money on Marvel Rival skins.
Look, that's right.
Johnson Money Tree had just enough sprouts for that.
I got just enough for those kids now, so I need the Game Pass.
Yeah. And for people championing $20 for Game Pass, I think that price goes up next year. Maybe this year.
I can see. What's it at now? Is it
at 20? It's $20 for Ultimate. So, which is the one you want, because if you try to go down, they pull that well, you don't get day and date.
Yeah,
games.
You get the standard stuff or whatever. Yeah.
Like so if I could get Ultimate without PC, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't use the PC Game Pass.
Yeah, because it's not on Steam Deck.
Yeah,
right.
But like, if I could get a Game Pass Ultimate without PC, I would take it for like $2 or $3 less. But
same.
That option is not there. So.
I mean, and then they took away the little family thing that you could do. Like, I was waiting for that because that would save me money.
Yeah, I only use 2 right now, so I can still do it. But yeah, that family thing would be nice.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think you're right. It probably will go up, and it probably will be this year because
I think when COD launches this year, I think it's going to go up to at maximum $25 a month. But I'm guessing it's going to be like $22.99 or some stupid shit.
Yeah, I was thinking I could see jump right now to 22, probably 22, and then 25 maybe in the next couple of years. I'm sure it'll go to 25. But at that point, I might have to start looking like, which I really got coming out. But hopefully, I can play shit on my Steam Deck, so that will help. And the streaming stuff is better, like the quality of it, everything is an Xbox. So next couple of years, but. We shall see.
Yeah, I think they did a really good job of like retaining people the first 6 months, because if you look at the lineup, it's pretty banger for the first 6 months.
Mm-hmm. What about this year?
Yeah, like the from January to summer. So you got like what's Clair Obscur, Doom: The Dark Ages, South of Midnight, Avowed, like Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, like all of that stuff is pretty quality for $20 a month.
Yeah, definitely is.
Kurt writes an email specifically to Ryan.
Oh, okay.
He says, Ryan, now that the show Free Ride is over on Game Pass, going forward, where will you be purchasing it? Will you stick with Xbox or go back to PlayStation, or will you throw caution to the wind and go with the Switch version?
I will not go with the Switch version.
Let me tell you what I won't do.
I wish it would get a PC release so that I could play it on Steam Deck. It's a good question. I haven't really thought about it. Is the answer. I mean, generally speaking, I don't buy games on Xbox. Every game that I have on Xbox is either a Game Pass game or a game that I got for review, because a lot of our review codes come in via Game Pass. So the easy answer would be to say that I'll get it on PlayStation, because that's where I get almost everything. But I am kind of used to the Xbox controller for MLB now. So I don't know. It's a good question, and one that I haven't decided on yet.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how that game does this year without Game Pass.
Yeah.
I mean, last year
it's good. Last year was good.
Well, last year, even though it was on Game Pass, it was still in like the top 5 selling games on Xbox, so it's still worth it for them to put it there. But I'm curious about the player base with not being on Game Pass. Yeah,
my core frustration with the show doesn't sound like it's going to get fixed this year anyway. So I actually kind of got to make a decision about whether I'm actually going to play it this year or not. Because they, as far as I'm aware, at least, still have not fixed my primary issue with the game, which is the fact that because they wrap all the Diamond Dynasty card bullshit in together with the career, not to the extent that NBA does, but enough that they don't let you carry your save year to year. They did that in the past, but they don't do that anymore. So if they let you carry your saves over, it would be an easy decision. I would immediately say, I'm going to buy it on Xbox so I can carry over my career. But I I may skip a year, honestly, because I never end up getting far enough in these career modes because I play every game. I don't sim. Um, and the fact that I can't carry it over just means that it's like every year I'm starting over in double A. Um, so we'll see. If the game comes out and it looks like it's made a ridiculous number of improvements, maybe I'll pick it back up again. But I'm undecided at this point.
All right. All right, we got a couple tweets and then we'll wrap this up. David writes in and says, I'm rewatching the Daredevil series, getting ready for the new one on Disney next month. I forgot how good it was. Action is great. Story is easy to follow.
Mm-hmm. The Daredevil show was fire.
I literally
never finished it.
Yeah, I got through season 1 and like part of season 2 and just fell off.
Man. Out of all of them, that one's easily the best one.
Oh, dude, the other two I watched were terrible. Like the Luke Cage one was terrible. The Jessica Jones one was terrible. I hated those shows. Shogun says, what do you find fun when it comes to gaming? Is it interesting worlds, creative characters, unique functionality, looking at the online discourse, wondering why do these people say the things they say and it boils down to only being for clicks? My enjoyment comes from problem solving.
I like problem solving as well. I mean the short answer for me is all of that. I like all of that stuff. I mean, generally speaking, I'm in it for the world and lore and stories and characters and stuff. That's most of my enjoyment, and the ability to sort of interact with those worlds in a way that you can't in other storytelling mediums.
Yeah, I think for me it's really that loop. Like a loop is like my biggest thing. Like if your game doesn't have a fun loop, I usually fall off of it pretty fast. I think I can deal with just about anything else. I like, problem solving. I like puzzles that are interesting. I like good characters and good like worlds to explore, but if your loop sucks, I can't. I don't have time for you anymore. Like that Halo comment sticks with me to this day. Like when you find that 30 seconds of fun and you can just repeat it.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Like that's been my mentality with games for a long time. Like if you can find that 30 seconds of fun and recycle it over and over, like that's probably why I still play fucking Overwatch, because when that 30 seconds of fun is fun, it's really fucking fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I can replay Doom 1,000 times over. Like that shit's just fun. I don't know. All right, last set of tweets comes from Perfidy. It says, playing Eternal Strands as I tweet this. It has some cool ideas, but... He didn't go any further than that. Just said, but.
Yep, he's right.
Yeah.
I mean, I said it last week. It does, but I don't know. I looked past all of the, all the quirks and stuff, and I really enjoyed what they were doing. But yeah, it does some, man, like them little enemies, and then the floaty movement, and then the combats. I won't get started. It's fine.
You know what's crazy? I've not seen anybody talk about this game.
I haven't. Well, okay, I have seen a couple of people talk about, like, praise it, but I've seen lots of posts like his where they're talking about, like, man, I like, it's doing some really cool stuff, but they have such a hard time getting over all the stuff I just named, like the random little enemies you have to fight that are just bullshit. They do too much damage. The combat system is like you have to fight through all of that to get to the really good stuff, and that's, everybody ain't got time for that now.
Yep, I fell off of it within 2 hours. I'm like, I just do not enjoy going back to what I said a second ago. I don't enjoy its loop. Its loop is not fun.
I can see it. I can get it. I get it too.
He also says, I watched episode 1 and 2 of your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and they are good. Your thoughts? I didn't even know that was out. I didn't even know that was a thing.
I knew it was coming. It's a new Spider-Man cartoon. That's on Disney Plus. It's taking a different approach from the usual. I watched the first episode. I haven't got to see any more because my daughter reminded me that it was out. It was good. So like the setup, Peter gets bitten by a spider at the museum or whatever. Well, this one, it starts off that, he's on his way to school and Doctor Strange like some monster that looks like a venom creature, like jumps through this portal where he's about to go to school, and like the spider that bites him like comes through it as well. So they haven't they might in the second episode. I haven't seen it yet, but the appearance is that they're saying that, like, you know, it was from another universe, I guess, that spider that bit him, and that's what's going to give him his powers. Because like he didn't recognize Doctor Strange. He was like, oh, there's some old wizard dude or whatever. So like it's not in the normal Marvel universe. So, but the animation style was unique. You know, I think the internet was tripping because they made I guess Dr. Connors is a black woman with no arm.
No way.
And yeah, no. And
the no arm thing's not new.
Well, right. That's really what
the whole
need
point of the
Kirk
character,
Connors.
right?
You just need Connors. You just need a person with missing an arm. You know, that turns into a lizard.
The regenerative,
that's really all you need.
that's the origin of the character. Like.
Yeah, that's his whole thing. Like that's all. He just has to have a missing arm. Like, you know, whatever. But anyways, and then Norman Osborn is black, so everybody was like, oh my God!
It's like creating a Batman cartoon where his parents aren't dead. Like, what are we doing?
Right. Like it's just, you know, blasphemy. So, but I thought it was okay. I like I said, I dug the animation and voiceover stuff was cool. Like I'm interested to see more. I just
pictured Wilford Brimley giving like it's a woman.
Yep.
Oh shit. Diabetes.
Right.
People get the vapors.
Yeah.
That's what happened too.
Like, man, people, man, my parents used to like choose your battles.
Yep.
Like this battle is it's not worth this. It's not worth your time. It's not worth your effort. It's not worth your energy. But yet here we are. Oh, anyway.
I don't even understand why it's a battle in the first place. Why do you care if a cartoon villain is black?
Right. That's the other part of it. Like I'm trying to like feed their like little egos. You're out here like spitting the real truth. Like
I just don't understand.
Like, who cares?
Makes no sense.
I don't know, man. But then, you know, nerds are weird. I'm not even going to say just video game or comic. Like, all nerds are weird.
Yeah.
It's just, don't make my stuff woke. What does that even mean?
Right? What does it mean? I'm so
like
sick of seeing that.
I saw somebody called Doom the woke ages because it had difficulty sliders. I'm like, what are we doing?
See, I saw something about something being woke because it had a picture of it must have been in the trailer. There was a picture of a woman and she looked like a military woman. So she had like harder features. And of course they were down in that. Look at this woke woman. What? Have y'all? They come in various shapes and sizes. I don't know if you guys know that. Like,
you ever seen a real one? Like they're not all this AI drivel shit that you put in your head. Like,
right, like they're all different. Like you people, like golly, Jesus, I don't understand. Maidenless behavior, as a good friend of mine says.
That's okay. They'll be able to fuck robots soon, so it's whatever.
Oh yeah. Well.
Anyway, that's it. We finally got through. I told you guys I would get through all these.
Nice.
I finally did get through all of them.
We did it.
It's been the beginning of the year is always long because that fucking Game of the Year show is crazy. Like, I don't know. We spend 2 to 3 hours a week working on this podcast. I don't know if you know that.
It's the 2 to 3 hours that we're on the podcast.
Exactly.
Right.
Not a whole lot of effort outside of that. Join my Patreon.
Right.
Join my Patreon.
That's how you get that. You get inside looks at my research.
You'll get all the extra footage. There's no extra footage.
Behind the scenes.
There's no behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes.
I hit save. I go to YouTube and find an 8-bit song.
Thing is the scenes.
Yeah. That's the extent of my hard work that I put into this. But,
we don't have an editor. We don't have a producer. I guess Ken's the producer.
He's the producer and I guess the editor, right?
Do
you edit it?
Control S. Do I ever edit it? Only when somebody says some really outlandish shit.
Gotcha. Like
That's
that one
happened only a
episode where
handful
we
of
went
times,
off
yeah.
the
Well, no,
that was
God edited us to that time.
Yeah, that
that
one didn't
was
even
so
make it.
funny.
That one didn't even make it to the world.
Jesus himself edited us that time.
Yeah, because we went crazy.
I was gonna
Everybody
say
was
that
like,
might have
"Fuck
been
it."
the last
Y'all
episode.
went crazy. I ain't taking credit for
Oh
any
wow!
of
He look, y'all. Oh, that was fun though. That was fun.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was good to get that out because then the
it probably is the
700
best at it.
700 episodes that followed it never had that problem. So
that. No.
Right.
but anyway, if you want to send us some emails, it's podcasts, ztgd.com. You can find us on Twitter and at Blue Sky at ZTGD Radio. Like I was filling out so I don't know if y'all know this, but there's a new Metacritic /OpenCritic / site out there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I saw a thing about that.
So
I
I
looked
was
into the site,
I was
though.
trying to get us added to it because like right now it's only got like 30 sites, and like I was going through the sign up process, which is still broken by the way. Like every time I submit it, it just hangs.
Nice.
But like they asked for like your Facebook profile. I was like,
What?
hey,
What? The
Facebook?
fuck you need that for?
Like
You want my
we don't-
MySpace page too?
We don't post stuff to Facebook. Like what?
Let me see if I can find my live journal username for you.
Right. Like what y'all doing?
Like who goes to Facebook for gaming news? It's okay.
Right.
But yeah, like I was trying to get us.
The kind of game, the people who go to Facebook for gaming news are the kind of people who still call it an Nintendo, regardless of what system it is.
Yeah. Y'all
Yep.
playing that Nintendo? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
it's like I don't know that we'll even get on it, which is hilarious because like they're new, and they're like, well, you gotta have at least 500,000 users a month. I was like, well, that's not us.
Jesus.
That's not us.
Man.
Like, well, I guess I'll just stick with I don't know Metacritic and OpenCritic, whatever. Which the OpenCritic opened up a Discord. I don't know if it was in response to this new site, so I got in there. A lot of cool people in there, a lot of cool conversations. So
Nice.
cool to see that stuff behind the scenes. So
Well, I love networking. Yeah, man. Get you some connects and different stuff.
there's a lot of people in there too. Like that chat moves real fast.
Yeah, I'm in some that's like that. I'm like, golly, you could scroll forever trying to see the
But yeah, that's it. That's it for the show this week. We'll be back next week with some more embargoes dropping, probably some new games to talk about. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe. Who knows?
Probably. Maybe.
Probably another Xbox game going to PlayStation that we'll have to have another conversation about.
Probably.
Now that will probably that'll probably happen for sure. Yeah.
But that's it. Unless anybody has anything else, we'll get out of here.
Alrighty. And it goes something like this.